What's up? What's up? It's the Arthur Moats Experience with Deke. I'm Arthur Moats, and that's my main man, Deke.
What's good, bro?
Man, getting surprised by this here Senior Bowl actually taking place right now. These practices and stuff. What's the word with my dog, though, man? How you?
I'm good. Yeah, I was confused as well seeing Senior Bowl this week. Has it always been between the conference championship games and the Super Bowl?
Hey, look, why I feel like I don't actually know. I feel like it's not, though, but it maybe is. But yeah, I'm like, man, I don't know. I thought it was after the Super Bowl for some reason, man.
I did too.
Yeah,
I really
definitely
did.
thought it was after the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I thought it was something to look forward to after the whole season was done, as opposed to just getting thrown in there.
Because low-key, the East-West Shrine game is going on as well right now.
Is it?
The practices, because they were talking about Shiloh. Yeah, they had his clips. I
He didn't make
remember
the Senior
that one
Bowl.
I guess he didn't, yeah.
Man.
And Shador went to the Senior Bowl, but I guess they saying didn't participate. Or he was there that first day or one of them days, yeah. All right, okay.
Yeah, he doesn't have to do anything at the Senior Bowl.
I would agree. I feel like him, Cam Ward, yeah, what we doing? Yeah, we know what you are.
You're just going to be hurting your stock.
Low-key, yeah.
I don't see Will Howard.
That's actually an interesting one.
I don't think he's got to be there either. You can't
You
do
don't
any
think
better
so?
than how you just ended the season.
Okay, that's true.
I wouldn't go either. I would say just look at those 4 playoff games. That's all you need to see.
You see my tape, man. I'm standing on my strip of my
Exactly.
tape, man. But I think of because obviously we know when it was Kenny, Malik Willis, Matt Corral, all them dudes like Sam Howell, all those dudes played in the Senior Bowls in the East West that one time. So I'm like, man, Will, you're not the Shador and the Cam Ward of this convo. Like,
I'm not gonna front though.
Yeah.
The more I watch of Will Howard,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why he's not in the conversation with those two. I don't know why he's not only a lock to be a first rounder, but being talked about being like a top 10 pick in the same class as Shador Sanders and Cam Ward.
The only thing I could think of was if they were to say that his overall offense that he plays in. Obviously, we're talking about Jeremiah Smith as, this guy could come out here and play in the NFL today. But then you also got Emeka Egbuka, who, people are projecting as a first rounder. We see the defense that they have and all the other pieces around. I don't want to go defense, but just all the other pieces that they have just on their offense in comparison to Colorado, where we would highlight, your offensive line in Colorado isn't the best. We would highlight, hey, Miami, man, y'all look good because Cam Ward. But as soon as he came out the game, we all saw what that looked like. Also, I just think with Ohio State, we kind of feel that they would still be good if it wasn't necessarily Will Howard there, whereas we don't feel like Miami or Colorado is as good if those two dudes specifically aren't there. But I could be off, though.
No, I was going to say a few things with it. I mean, you got to think they had Kyle McCord last year.
Yeah,
and they were
yeah.
100% willing to move off him. They didn't think he was good enough. And everyone's considering him now one of these like trendy picks.
Dude, yeah.
Day 2.
Yeah.
Had a decent year at Syracuse. But in terms of like playing with NFL talent, Joe Burrow did too down in LSU. Now, his numbers were gaudier. He was the Heisman, but Will Howard wasn't asked to throw as many attempts as Joe Burrow, though, either, like in terms of like what he was asked to do. And you look at what he was capable of in the playoffs, it's hard for me to imagine if he was throwing more on his plate that he wouldn't be excelling. And my big comparison, too, is if you look back at another guy that wasn't asked to do like a ton to the degree of Joe Burrow or like other guys that have won Heismans and have a ton of passing attempts, ton of passing yards, J.J. McCarthy last year.
Yeah.
He wasn't in the top 10.
No, that's real. That's definitely real, man.
And Will Howard, I think, was asked to do more in this Ohio State scheme compared to what J.J. McCarthy was asked to do at Michigan last year.
No, I could definitely dig that. Man.
And he had a whole playoff gauntlet to go through.
No, that's real.
Like what does he do bad? I every time I watch him, like the arm's there, he's accurate, and then he can run the ball.
I don't think it's necessarily that he does anything
Good size.
bad. I think that it's almost the Stetson Bennett argument. Once again, the pieces that are around you are viewed at a high level, so they naturally will just detract his talent, his greatness in it. But it's like, you still got to do it. You still got to be out there making those plays. And that was the argument that people have for Stetson Bennett. And I'm sure the people that are supportive of Will Howard, those are the arguments, that kind of follow him in that stance right there. But trust me, man, it's one of them ones, man.
In terms of his upside, way higher than Stetson Bennett.
No, that's fair, too.
Stetson Bennett's just, you look at him and you're like, yeah, he's a college quarterback.
Yeah.
Almost like Colt McCoy.
Yeah, I think both, like, as we continue to get further into it, we're going to start to see a little bit more about what separates these guys from others. Even as we start to look at some of these wide receivers more and more and just the different position groups, we're going to get a lot more information on them. We're going to get into this convo even more. Just give me a second real quick.
Yeah, because I even watched some of the stuff at Kansas State. Obviously, it was more of a running style, but he was making all the same accurate passes and stuff that we saw at Ohio State over this last year.
Yeah. We're going to get to that even more so. Let's get this ad real quick so that way we don't get in trouble with the sponsors, man. So shout out to the sponsors. So one moment, please. What's up, baby? Today's show is sponsored by Southern New Hampshire University. Yeah. We talking about proper preparation. We're talking about trying to be better at life. How can we improve, right? Whether we're talking about just as an individual, how do we improve if we're talking about in the job space? I mean, whether we're talking about just all the different ways to be prepared for the next step, for that next task. Southern New Hampshire University and some of these online degree programs that they are offering. Come on, baby. You can't beat this. And they have super competitive low tuition rates that are, like I said, going to prepare you for whatever your next steps might be as it pertains to your professional career. It's not too late. I mean, shoot, what you waiting on? I mean, you're watching me, but what you waiting on? Come on, man. You see the link right there, right? snhu.edu/Arthur Moats. Tap in and go out here and get a chance to prepare yourself for greatness. But now it's time for regularly scheduled programming. All righty. But back to the conversation, though, man. I'm with you. Will Howard definitely has a lot more upside than Dagon Stetson Bennett had coming out of Georgia. Whether you're talking the size, whether you're talking running ability, and even arm strength, arm talent, however we want to, use a word to, I guess, highlight that, we would definitely be on the same page with that. But Stetson, that was a big argument for him because he won a ton. He had a nice, in terms of his statistics, that looked good. But in terms of just the overall how he was getting it was like, hey, man, you got a lot of elite pieces around you right now, man.
A lot of Will Howard haters in the chat.
They don't like Will Howard in the chat.
If anything, that just goes to further my point. Whoever gets him, I think that's going to be an absolute steal. How can you be talking up like Jackson Dart and Cal McCord?
They don't like Will
and downplaying a Will Howard. It just doesn't make sense to me at all.
Hey, look what I missed. I don't like Will. That's interesting.
Whatever, man.
That is interesting, Deke. I'm with you. I'm like, even the more I watch him, even if it's directly watching him or indirectly watching him, or watching receivers and stuff like that, it's like, dude makes a ton of plays, man. Like, he improvises on occasion. At least from what I've seen in the two games, it's like I'm gonna watch more of him. But yeah, I don't get the hate towards it. Yeah, I'm with you. I don't see it right now, and especially how we felt watching the national championship and the semifinals. Like, I thought he played well in the playoffs. So, yeah.
And going back to that Joe Burrow conversation, I looked at their yards per attempt because, again, Will Howard didn't have as many attempts in that Ohio State system as what Joe Burrow did with LSU, but obviously both were surrounded by a ton of NFL talent. And, the yards per attempt, it's not too far off. It's really not too far. Yeah. So I'm just saying if Will Howard had 100 more attempts like Joe Burrow did, we're talking about him winning the Heisman.
Yeah.
But, again, they had those two running backs. They obviously had the good receivers and all that. So,
different approach.
He didn't have to go all out. It was a little bit more of the J.J. McCarthy approach, but obviously we saw Will Howard really step up in the playoffs. Yeah. And that 4 teams in a row in the top 10. Balled out in all of them. What was he, 15 for 15 in the national championship? I don't get why this is getting overlooked. Especially, too, it's not like he doesn't have upside. He's 6'4", obviously has an arm, has running ability.
I'm going to go watch that Michigan game and see what, maybe we feel different because of that one. Maybe that's it. Because that was probably the last one that was the last time they lost. Yeah, it was Michigan. And that's when everybody wanted to fire Ryan Day. That's when it was.
Well, then you saw how he responded. Though,
I'm with you. I thought he handled the adversity well. So yeah, I'm like.
From what I heard too, it wasn't even as much on him as opposed to the play calling and the game plan. They just ran way too much. They just focused on trying to be physical and show Michigan that Ohio State's this tough team.
Hey, shout out to OH, man. Yeah.
I think that's what they were trying. And it played right into Michigan's favor because they were trying to muddy up the game. They didn't have as much talent as Ohio State.
Yeah, make it a phone booth. I
right.
can see that. X Concepts, no, not X Concept. Richard R. Beasley, he says he likes Will Howard. Remix says Will Howard is not that bad or not bad. Okay. Now, Frank K says Will Howard will be a 24-year-old rookie. Dude is maxed out. Now, I don't have an issue.
Isn't that what
That's Jaden Daniels? I was about to say,
Joe Burrow,
I don't have an issue with the
Michael
older
Penix.
guy. That's part of why we kind of looking at them and saying, man, maybe it is a better idea to let these dudes be a little bit older, because you get past a little bit of the uncertainty of can he get his floor high enough to understand the NFL offense, and let alone trying to, be a leader of men. It's a little bit easier at 24 than it is at 22. But yeah, I don't hate the fact that he's 24. I ain't tripping on that all the way. Yeah, shout out though. All right, I like that, man. So yeah, but shout out to the Senior Bowl. But yeah, I guess if you were Howard, you don't need to go to the Senior Bowl. You don't need to practice in this thing. Man, nothing wrong with that. There, Jalen Milroe out there though.
Yeah, I'm hearing some mixed reviews.
When you're an athlete at quarterback, or a dual threat quarterback, let me put respect on it. A dual threat quarterback, it's always going to be a little bit of an acquired taste with it.
Yeah, I mean, the talent is clearly there with him. I've been watching some more of his stuff going back too. I mean, the running ability, he could take off, take it to the crib. Yeah, the arm strength's unbelievable too. Just got to hone in on that.
Yeah,
that's all. I mean, the thing that sucks for him a little bit is, maybe it's because Nick Saban wasn't there anymore, but it felt like he took a little bit of a step back as a whole. Just more interceptions, a little bit more erratic play this year. But still, 20 rushing touchdowns, that's not nothing. 700 yards on the ground, that's not nothing either. Yeah.
And the Nick Saban approach, or the lack of Nick Saban, to me, does still play a part. It does still have some type of impact. Otherwise, we'll be saying that every coach was as good as Nick Saban. So I do think that plays a role into it. Just in terms of, he's not offensive coordinator, but just the overall communicating the element of importance of ball security, the importance of which risk you're willing to take versus which risk you should avoid. Yeah, sometimes a coach like Nick Saban is going to be able to articulate that a little bit better. But yeah, Jalen's he's intriguing. Got a lot of exciting things about his game right now, man.
He's intriguing, absolutely.
Yeah. I like it, man. I like it. All right. Well, you ready to start this thing up, man? Because I guess we haven't started it all the way, have we?
No.
Yeah, we haven't started all the way. So let's go ahead and start this show. All right. So drop it in the comment section where you are tuning in from, so that way we can give you those big boy shout outs to start the day's show. And of course, don't forget to hit that like button one time for the culture, and subscribe if you are new to the channel.
Richard Arbiza from Carson, California, the 310.
Shout out.
Rod Dallas, 330, Youngstown, Ohio.
Hey, share a line. You know you got share a line out there, Rod.
Juice Bellamy, the 610, Villanova. Joe Gerbis from the 580, Ada, Oklahoma.
Hey, shout out to Ada, Oklahoma.
President Nitty from the 419, Cedar Point in the ice.
Shout out. Let me tap in real quick because I got the homie Tom Jade currently living under a rock in the 707 California. Shout out to California M Sparks in Kennywood Park in the 412. Hope you're enjoying Kennywood. It actually is a nice little day out here today too, huh? And that's good temperature. 46. Oh yeah, that's pretty nice. That's a real nice day today. All right. DJ Lindy in the 757, The Crib, Norfolk, VA. Mike T in the 215, Philadelphia. Shout out to Philadelphia, and RIP to that Eagles fan too that passed away, man. All right, and then I'm gonna end it with the homie Buzz Down, all the way out in Oakland, California, Yay area. Shout out to the Yay area. All right. Let's tap in. I think we got some supers pulling up and start it off there.
AJ Martinez, KC goes 19-0 next year. Super Bowl 4-peat, the greatest team ever, unless to be continued. He says, shout out to Diggler. What time are you live today? 55, yo, the #1 chat anywhere.
Hey now. Well, he said, what time you live today? Let him know.
Well, I guess we're live right now on the podcast.
We are live. We are live.
6
Live is
o'clock
live.
over Bleach Report, though.
Got multiple lives. You heard the man say.
Yeah, right
Heard what he
after this,
said?
pretty much.
He said he bat to bat like Drake did one time. Ain't
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that. Heck yeah. And what was the other part? Oh, he said Kansas City won 19-0 next year. The 4P. You I know you ain't subscribing to that one. I definitely ain't subscribing to that one. Yeah, I'm good on that one.
I mean, I don't want it to happen,
I'd
but
have to say, yeah. 4P, they got to get the 3P first.
at this point, if you're a betting man,
They got to get the 3P first. We're not crowning them just yet. They ain't won it just yet. They just went back. They ain't won it, though.
it wouldn't be a bad bet, depending on the odds.
Nope. History says it can't be done. We've never seen it. We've never seen it before. Just remember that.
Well, I don't think it would be too far of a stretch to say we're about to see something that's never been done before.
Don't you do that,
next
Deke.
Sunday.
No, don't you do that, Deke. That's history. History is undefeated, man. All right? We have
We'll
never
find
had a
out.
3P in the Super Bowl era.
History's definitely not undefeated.
You're probably right. It's a strong possibility you're right with that. I just want to be
Gets
right
broken.
now.
A lot. Also repeats itself, though.
It does. This is
History
true.
is a
This is
very
true.
unique thing.
Yeah, history is weird. I like it. Yeah.
AJ Martinez says, unless, okay, so this is his
Oh,
continued
all right.
statement.
Shout
Unless
out-
we
shout
as a
out to
team
AJ.
can put the egos aside. That includes Coach T. He's always in his Tomlinism mode. I saw him in an interview on The Pivot. He's cool when he's normal. If we win the Super Bowl, you can build your brand in commercials. Number 15.
Talking about the Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes joint.
Yeah, it's
They
good
got
for
a ton of
winning a
commercials.
Super Bowl is good for business.
Yeah. I mean, shoot, it was kind of crazy. I was watching the AFC Championship game while watching Andy Reid and Mahomes in the AFC Championship game while every commercial seemed like it was Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. It was like, yo, this is y'all getting paid on the field and off the field all at the same time. Like, this is beautiful. Yeah. Shout out to the guys, man. Shout out to the guys. In terms of the ego part with Coach T, what you guys see in press conferences and media is very different than how he is behind the closed doors. The Pivot podcast was a prime example of that because he was trying to do what he's comfortable with in a comfortable setting. It's not a, man, we trying to, got you, or we trying to grill you, or we trying to figure out something one way or the other. So it's just a different approach to it. No different than, I'm sure, how we are as individuals, man. If, me and Deke are talking, it's different than if Deke feels like he's being investigated or like they're probing him for info. He can be a little bit more, guard a little bit more reserved with his approach and stuff like that. So that's all that is, man. But yeah, shout out. Let's get it.
AJ Martinez gifted a Moats membership to Frank Sauza.
Hey, shout out to AJ Martinez being an absolute rock star at life. And Frank Zaza. Is it Zaza or Sasa? What you say? You said Sasa or Zaza?
It's probably up for interpretation.
Hey, either way, I like it, man. Welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed.
Let's go, UW. Bengals don't seem confident they can re-sign Hendrickson. I know it's a pipe dream, but if we get him and Higgins, I'd be very happy.
Well, I mean, Hendrickson's been kicking a lot of booty in the AFC North since he's joined it. He's a DPOY finalist.
Yeah, sure. I'm not opposed to adding Trey Hendrickson.
Yeah. I mean, like, schematically, it'd be a little different of what we would ask him to do from what he's doing out there, but you find a spot for Trey. You definitely find a spot for Trey. Now, Trey gonna cost, though. And that changes a lot of what you're trying to do defensively. Yeah, if you paying him, because that's another $30 million dude. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. How many $30 million dudes we gonna have on defense? I guess that's a lot for the defense, man.
Right.
We was just talking about spending a little bit more on the other side to have some people that can score touchdowns. Yeah. But Trey is nice, though.
I don't even know how likely it is to get just T. Higgins.
It's like, yo, he's like, get both of them.
Yeah, I don't even think it's that good of a chance, to be honest, we get Higgins.
Well, tell me we drafted a quarterback, because if we I said we'd have to draft a quarterback, because if we go pay T and Hendrickson with everything else, it's like,
well, yeah,
you'd have to be like
that's what you'd have
minimum. Yeah,
I don't want to do that.
I'm with you there too, man.
Because we could definitely figure out a way to have Higgins with either Russ or Fields.
Yes.
Khan can figure that out.
Yeah.
Much easier with Fields, assuming his contract.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't even think we get Higgins. So I think
go get both
Hendrickson
and draft
Higgins
Milrow.
is a huge pipe dream.
Get both, draft Milrow, and run it like that.
Hey, there you go. I mean, it's
I don't like it. I don't know if I like
it. Chance, but then it also goes back to everything we've been talking about in terms of like changing our approach and bringing in Trey Hendrickson. I think just really leans into what we've been doing. And then also, if you're gonna do the Jalen Milrow thing, sign T. Higgins. It goes back to what we said a couple podcasts ago. If you're drafting a quarterback, I think in a way you're kind of waving the white flag on the season, and you're looking more for development in the future. And I don't think our offense is necessarily going to be more explosive with a Jalen Milrow, even if you sign a T. You're
Yeah, that's real.
That's
definitely real.
Because again, like Tomlin's here,
you have growing pains.
And until I see the approach is changing, I feel like with a rookie quarterback, we'll go with a conservative approach on offense.
Yes,
try to slug it through, win games, and
we'll be winning games, and it'll be the nasty. Like, I don't really enjoy this, and
so it actually
we have to be perfect again.
It actually sounds like we're doing a lot. It'd be this big change. I think it will be the same result again at the end of the season.
Yeah, a lot of different ingredients, but definitely the same approach.
Right.
Yeah,
maybe it's different in 2 or 3 years, but
yeah. But that's based on the development of Milrow then in that convo, which is no different than what we're basing the Fields optimism on. Is like, yo,
the defense would have to be the defense would really have to pick it up, which I don't
feel
know
like
how
they're
much
trending differently.
They are, even if you bring in a Trey Hendrickson.
But wait a minute though, Deke. Don't you do that, Deke. We got a new Pro Bowl on the defense side of the ball. First Pro Bowl linebacker since Ryan Shazier. Oh, Deke. We had our first Pro Bowl quarterback since Ben Roethlisberger this week and Russell Wilson. Now we got our first Pro Bowl linebacker since Ryan Shazier and the man, the myth, the legend, Patrick Quay. Shout out to PQ. All right. Shout out to PQ. PQ when he got a Pro Bowl on y'all, Deke. He when he got a Pro Bowl on y'all, man. We got Pro Bowl. How you feel about this Pro Bowl?
Same feeling. Who cares?
This Pro Bowl way more valid than the Tyler Huntley Pro Bowl, though, right?
Absolutely.
All right. I'm about to say, come on, man. Give him some respect now. It's better than the Jameis Winston. It's better than the Andy Dalton. All right. Don't. I know what you ain't about to say it. Don't even stop it.
Probably.
Yeah, we good. We good. Yep.
Haven't looked into it that deeply. I know Queen had over 100 tackles. So, 5-6 years down the line, you're going to look at his Pro Football Reference and not even bat an eye. Good for him.
He's
but
Pro Bowl out here, man.
Those that actually watch the season and Queen play game in and game out, snap in and snap out.
Pro Bowler, bro. You got a Pro Bowler,
no, it's,
bro.
It's kind of a janky Pro Bowl nod for him.
Respect. But either way, it's a Pro Bowl. So even for Terrell Austin now, you got TJ, Cam, Minka,
I think,
and Patrick Quinn.
How do you want to look at this then? How do you want to look at this? The Pro Bowl is an absolute joke, or it's not, which means Terrell Austin should get fired.
Hey, I'm just throwing it up. I'm just like, hey, you
if
tell
we
me,
have,
man.
If we have all these extremely talented guys and guys making Pro Bowl and getting accolades, we can't be putting up 28, 30 points in the biggest games down the stretch of the season.
It's a lot of variables with it, but I'm just, it's kind of like when I seen say Umalu get his Pro Bowl. I'm like, all right, something got to be happening, right? That's all. Yeah. Everybody didn't get the Pro Bowl. We minimize it, we maximize it however we want to. We know how that goes, but somebody still got to get the nod. Somebody don't get the nod. It's kind of like with Russ's yesterday. It was like, yo, that's his 10th overall Pro Bowl selection. It's only 4 other quarterbacks that have had more than him, like in the history of the Pro Bowl. That's big, especially when you talk about Hall of Fame stuff like that for him. That's gonna be a big convo. We bring up Pro Bowls and All Pros for Cam. Why? Because Hall of Fame time frame is gonna matter. So it does still matter, but we know the game, the product of it, and because of how many alternates have been added at times, yeah, it does seem to take away from what it used to be like. But it still is a significant accolade. So yeah, it's like, yo, they got Pro Bowls, man. Yeah. Now, in terms of what that does contract-wise, to me, I don't think it should have any type of impact. But in terms of for these dudes contract-wise, it's going to have an impact. I'm sure they got different escalators in their contract for specific stuff like that, man, where, yeah, that's the difference of 6 figures, sometimes 7 figures. But, yeah, it's just funny, man. Oh, man. Are you more surprised by the Patrick Queen Pro Bowl nod or the Minkah Fitzpatrick Pro Bowl nod? Because both of those dudes were, from the fans' perspective, they seem to be in the trigger zone of wanting more. And both of them end up getting Pro Bowl, nods and stuff this year.
That's a good question. I don't really think I have an answer. I guess I was surprised that Minkah...
Because Minkah was outright.
Got the Pro Bowl when they first announced everything. Mm-hmm. Probably less surprised about Minkah.
Okay.
Just making the Pro Bowl, period. Well, let's just say that. Because if you told me Minkah was an alternate and made it because someone dropped out, I would be less surprised than Queen making it the way that he did.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, a lot of these votes had to have come in whenever we were 10-3, around that time. I think they cut off the voting after that, and hence why you're seeing all these late additions.
We was doing something right. That's all I know. We was doing something right. That's what it seems like. Just it wasn't all the way right, but it was something going on right. But yeah, I was like, we got another Pro Bowl.
Yeah, they stopped the count before we went 0-5. That's what happened, right? The actual on the field product is the thing that went wrong.
They say, cut it off. Is December to have to stop it right now? Stop the vote. We're good. We've seen enough. It's like that sometimes though, man. But yeah, shout out to PQ though, man. Yeah. Another guy, man. Another one joining the team, man. Pro Bowl honors.
So that's the thing too. I mean, all these guys didn't even make it out right though.
Yeah. But you still made it though.
Still made it.
Yeah, because even with the alternates, it's like, all right, say we have a list of 10 alternates.
No,
if
I guess what I mean
count
is
like how many linebackers are available. It's like, yeah, it's still acknowledgement,
What I mean is like even with let's say the stopping of the count early before our season went down the tubes, like these guys still didn't make it. And actually going back to the conversations we had about our Pro Bowl candidates, I thought it was right. There was only about 3 guys I felt like really deserved it.
Mm-hmm.
Boswell, Cam, TJ, and then, I still think Minkah played good, but that's what I mean. I was surprised that he got it outright. And that's what we had initially. I couldn't make a strong case for anyone else. I remember at the time.
I was with you. You remember that? I was right there with you. Like, who we go? I can't say this running back. I can't say this receiver. Yeah.
But these guys that are getting the late additions definitely got a boost by us being 10-3, actually
at that part of the season.
Right. That's what I got to assume.
Remember,
at least
Patrick Queen, at that part he was making some plays. It was getting a little loud. We also had a Baltimore game in there where he forced a big time turnover, so that was a loud play for him. He had some moments with that, but then he still had the overall accumulation. And when you're the big money signing, you're just gonna have more eyes on you. You was playing in Pittsburgh. At one point we were 10-3, and that's the green dot. So I get him being an alternate. Obviously, we won't know how far down the alternate list was, but he said even if it's worst case 15 alternates, it's like, man, do the math on how many linebackers play off ball 3-4-4-3, and yeah, for even you to be an alternate, it's like, you're doing something really right. So shout out to you. But we can still want more, and I think both things can be true, and that's the other part with this. It's like, it's a dope accolade, and I'm sure he should feel good about it. But he's also going to be one of the main people saying, I got to be better. I could do better. I can be a lot more productive than what I was this year. And think about how we talked about him just in the sense of with the green dot, the challenges with that, but why we think he can do more. It's like, yeah. So this is cool, but can we get All-Pro next year? Let's go. Let's add to it, man.
Another reason we're getting all these Steeler additions right now is everyone's well rested. They've had some time on their hands over the last few weeks too, so they don't have anything bothering them. I'm guessing up to this point that they got to have big surgeries. They've had almost 3 weeks just to chill, rest up.
Not necessarily that money wise, man. The contract. If you're an alternate, you got to play. Otherwise, you don't get the nod. If you were initially on the Pro Bowl roster, you can sit out the game and you're still going to be considered a Pro Bowler. So when you're talking about these contracts, you got to go. So I think that's the other part. It's like, if you want that officially on your Pro Football Reference, hey, man, you better inconvenience yourself and carry your tail down to wherever the game is and, entertain it a little bit. You ain't about to do nothing crazy down there. No, I'll play some dodgeball and all that other stuff. But, yeah, that contract part, man, is real as it pertains to those type of, like, Pro Bowl, All-Pro. Did you lead the team in this? What was you ranked in terms of the conference with this? So, yeah.
Tyrese Entertainment gave us $2.
Hey, shout out to Tyrese, man. We do appreciate you for your support, baby. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Juice Bellamy, he was concussed during the Michigan game for sure.
Talking about Will Howard.
Okay.
Yeah, I was like, he's on concussed in Michigan. Maybe they say he's playing that bad in Michigan game. I guess I got to go see this Michigan tape. I just knew it. They didn't win, and people talk real bad about him or the whole team in that game. So, and they wanted to fire Ryan Day.
Yeah. Let's go. UW says Justin Tucker doing his best Watson impression with these new allegations.
What I miss?
So I just looked it up, and Justin Tucker is being accused of sexual misconduct by 6 massage therapists. Yep.
Oh.
He has denied the allegations, saying that they're false.
That's a start. All right. Whoa. I'm glad he denied it. Whoa. Didn't see that one. That was not on my bingo card. Oh no. We'll let the due process. Oof. Man. All right. Wow. Deke, I don't like when I get surprised like that, bro. I don't like that surprise. That was not a good surprise, man. Child, yeah. It's allegedly, though. So.
That boy 23 says Justin Tucker with a crying emoji. And he says, also watch Bo Collins film. I think this is the second time someone's brought up this Bo Collins dude.
Yeah.
Y'all want him on the team. Need most to put a word into the facility.
Okay. All right, Bo Collins is on the list, man. I will have to start looking into him, man. I've briefly been tapping into my wide receivers a little bit early. But yeah, all right. Shout out to Bo Collins then, man. I can't like your comment because I'm staying away from that Tucker situation right now. I don't like that. I'm glad you at least looked it up a second before you started talking about I'm nervous, Deke. Come on.
Tyrese says, if you guys get the chance, check out Baylor receiver Ketron Jackson Jr.
Okay.
Could definitely be a steal.
All right. Take a picture of that one. Ketron.
Justin Gordon, late round pick on Desmond Watson. Florida, he's 6'5", 449 pounds. Oh, wait. Is that
the big dude?
Is this the guy I'm thinking of?
He's got to be right. What did you see? Like,
449
ran the ball
pounds.
the one time, right? Yeah. He was pretty funny,
Isn't he on defense?
Yeah, but they played him on offense on occasion, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, he played
on
offense
their
on
nose
occasion.
tackle?
Yeah, he big body dude, though.
We need something like that.
He looked pretty swaggy out there, man. He had his little, what's like number 20? I think he had a cool number on his everything, too, man.
I'd like to think he'd help us stop the run.
Shoot, I would hope so.
Greg Yeager, can you guys grade the past few drafts? Few means 3. What, last year? I mean, it's all a bunch of them still TBD. I'll do my best though.
Because I'm trying to think.
I still really like last year's.
Okay.
Fautanu and Roman Wilson didn't play though.
Yeah. Frazier though.
Yeah, Frazier was
high
awesome.
level. McCormick high level.
Right.
Peyton Wilson high level.
I'd still give that at least an A.
I mean, we talking about 3. And do you include Beanie Bishop as well? That's another dude that was a high level contributor.
Yeah, throw him in.
Yeah.
Year before that was that Benton, JPJ.
Yeah.
Broderick. Who else? We drafted someone a little bit later.
I'm about to say, let me see.
Right. Herbig, right? Yeah. Herbig.
Mm-hmm.
Am I missing someone? Ben, JPJ, Herbig.
Alrighty. Let's.
Yeah, that's a good draft too. I wouldn't say A right now. We have more information on them.
Yeah.
That's probably a B plus, A minus.
Hold on, I'm getting to the whole list. Because I know we're going to forget somebody on this thing, man. All righty.
And then the year before that's the Kenny draft, I think. Kenny.
They said 3 years back, yeah.
Is Jalen Warren part of that one?
Undrafted.
Jalen Warren,
Same way we
Calvin
include
Austin,
Beanie Bishop, yeah.
Pickens, Liao.
Is that the Loudermilk in that
Connor
one as well,
Hayward.
right?
Was that Connor Hayward? Or was Connor Hayward the year before?
Hold on. I got you right here. Because we're talking 22. Kenny Pickett was the 1. George Pickens was the 2. DeMarvin Leal was the 3. Calvin Austin was the 4th. Connor Hayward in the 6th. Mark Robinson in the 7th. And then Chris Oladukin. 3-time Super Bowl champ. No, 2-time right now.
That one's a tough one for me. I don't know how to grade that. So I'm still fine with the Kenny pick, but obviously with us trading him, he's not on the team anymore.
How does that work? Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, I wish he could have been here for a third year. I think we would have had more definitive breakdown of him.
Because GP, I feel like that's a win. That's an A. I feel like Calvin Austin, for it to be the 4th rounder, that production, that feels A-ish. Connor Hayward, I feel like we've gotten more out of him, and that's a 6. Mark Robinson is giving me special teams. That's a 7. Kenny and DeMarvin, I feel like where I'm desiring a little more. And then Oladukin, he's a 7th rounder, so I don't really count that.
I still don't mind the Kenny pick.
That's fair. That's fair.
Given the circumstances of Ben retired, you're trying to find your quarterback. You obviously believed in Kenny, and he won games for us. I mean, he wasn't perfect. He won games, but that's the weird part. He's not
no
here
longer
anymore.
Employed here.
He's not here anymore.
It's like, it's the 1st rounder.
I think you got a 3rd rounder for him.
We got 2 seasons out of it?
No, it was like a pick swap. It was like a 4th rounder for a 3rd rounder pick swap that ended up being Peyton Wilson.
Yeah. But we got 2 seasons out of him, though.
Like, I like the pick. Obviously, didn't love how it ended here with us trading him. Would have liked to see in a year 3. Man, that's tough. I don't know. I mean, I can't grade it an A. There's no way I can grade it an A.
I was trying to figure out how you want to talk yourself into this one.
I'll probably give it a B or something, and it could be worse than that if it wasn't for like me just liking that we drafted Kenny. Right.
Because I was like, it
could probably be worse.
When your
than
first
that.
round going after 2, I'm like, whoa.
That could probably be a C+ or something.
Yeah.
Obviously, Pickens was a good pick. Liao, nothing. Calvin Austin, so. Connor Hayward. I mean, Connor Hayward, Mark Robinson.
Like, they're late round picks, but it's like they've stuck around. Mark been here for 4 years now, so it's like you do special teams. You on occasion have some defensive.
Yeah,
snaps.
I think whenever you're grading it, you got to look at the earlier picks and probably weigh them higher than the 6th and 7th round picks.
And that's the unfortunate part. Yeah.
I think we've had some good drafts.
Yeah, I was gonna say some people that we left off of 2023's class. You said Broderick, JPJ, Keanu Benton, Darnell Washington, Nick Herbig. We also had a Corey Trice in there as well, and then Spencer Anderson. He was the final 7th round pick. I low-key forgot that he was even drafted. But he's kind of stuck around, giving us some snaps and stuff like that on occasion. And then obviously last year's draft, Logan Lee and Ryan Watts were the only 2 that we didn't bring up. But
we got nothing from them.
Ryan, he had the one.
That was just preseason.
Yeah, the preseason. Yeah, right. He got hurt after that. Yeah.
Logan Lee didn't see a snap all year.
Yeah. Logan Lee was hurt at one point though.
Yeah, he was. He was hurt.
He
was hurt and he was out all year.
Yeah. That's interesting. Shoot, all right.
So there's still some TBD.
Can we talk the 2021 class,
particularly these last 2 drafts?
What about the 2021 class? Because that technically is the full 4 years.
All right.
So we could grade that, right?
Yeah.
Because
I don't care.
Yeah, that's Najee Harris, Pat Freiermuth, your man Kendrick Green.
Oh my God.
My guy Dan Moore, Buddy Johnson, Isaiah Loudermilk, Quincy Roche, Trey Norwood. Shout out to Trey Norwood and Presley Harvin.
Oh my God.
Because it's been a full 4 years with them.
That's tough.
I feel like 1, 2, and the 4th round pick I like. I like Najee. I think that's a win. I think Move was a win. And I think Dan Moore was a win. Everything else, I'm like, Presley is a 7th rounder, but you were a punter that got drafted. That is like the equivalent of a 1st rounder. when you a punter, you get drafted. The specialists don't get drafted. So I look at that a little.
I really
different.
don't like that draft.
Yeah. So I look at that a little different, man. But I like Naj. I'm like, yeah, you gave me 4 years. You did what you're supposed to do. Move. You were a second contract guy. You did what you're supposed to do. Dan Moore, you probably will be a second contract guy. I don't know if he'll be here, but it's like, if 3 of my dudes are going to get next due somewhere else, that means at least hit that. Regardless if I'm paying you or somebody else is paying you. Like, you've been good enough that we think you should continue on playing in the NFL. Whereas, you know, some of the other dudes in that same class will feel less strongly about. You paying Kendrick Green this year?
No. I mean, I think part of why I look down upon that draft is just the principle of drafting Najee in the first round.
Okay.
The running back.
Okay.
That's a tough one. Like, I want to give that a C.
At the time, you liked the pick, though.
It's just I did, but I said,
what's
I
the
also
difference, though, where you like both picks at the same time.
I also brought up, I don't think this is necessarily the smartest thing to do, though. I like Najee as the pick, like a running back, almost like Genty this year.
Would you rather it's a good quarterback in 2021?
I think he's a good running back.
Should we have went quarterback in 21?
No. Creed Humphrey, first round.
Oh, okay. I was just checking.
Creed Humphrey.
Okay.
That would have been the pick.
Okay.
Yeah,
how much
that's just that's an annoying draft.
How much does hindsight play into that statement, though?
What?
You would have rather had Creed Humphrey in the first versus, like, because now you've already seen it and you know the pick worked out. But, like, on draft night, if we would have came in here and been Creed Humphrey, like, we seen how everybody reacted when it was Troy or when it was Broderick. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I brought up I was fine with taking Najee because we didn't have a running back. We got rid of James Conner, so it made sense. I like Najee coming out of Bama.
We needed to get 7.
It's a more exciting pick, but I'm not the GM at the same time. You know what I mean? Like,
but you do like to be GM, though.
I do.
So it's like you can't, like, you picking and choose where you want to be GM, where you don't. Hey, man, I ain't GM for this one. All right, I like that one, but this one, hey, bro, that ain't on me. It's like, come on, bro. You like the intent behind the Kenny pick. You like the thought process, and that was why you said, yo, even with the result being what it is.
Well, that's a quarterback.
You're higher on it.
Quarterback, way different.
Even though Najee's production
you're trying to find
your
quarterback for the future. You're trying to find the franchise.
Yeah, but Najee's production, better.
It's just less impactful on the franchise overall.
Fair.
Less impactful on the offense as a whole.
That's fair.
It's just tough.
He a Pro Bowler too. Does Moose get a Pro Bowl?
I wonder what.
I know Najee got a Pro Bowl. Did Moose get a Pro Bowl?
No.
Okay. So is that the only Pro Bowl out the last 3 class? Hold on.
I'm not necessarily like thrilled about how Muth has played out either, given his expectations. He's been fine.
I was about to say, which one is it? Because I feel like
when we talk
about him as he's varsity. He's deserving of the second contract. We felt like his numbers were appropriate for the second contract as we compare him to other tight ends. But now it seems like you don't feel that way no more,
I would
bro.
be open to drafting someone else there. Like Pickens, we're not drafting anyone else there, right? Second round.
Oh, Deke, we there. I feel it, but to me,
what other players? JPJ, we're not drafting anyone else there. We needed a corner bad. He's been good.
That's fair, but to me, I just feel like
honestly, the Dan Moore pick is the only one in that draft where I'd say, like, I don't think we're picking anyone else there.
What are we looking at with move
for a fourth rounder?
In the sense of what we're trying to get more from, though. Because the next class of tight end is the Travis Kelce's, I think
Brock
it goes back
Bowers,
to the impact of the
dudes,
position,
you know what I mean? Though, as well.
Okay.
I think that's what I come back around to.
Yeah. Because I'm like, as a whole, he's been impactful to our offense. As a whole, he's helped the Steelers more than he's hurt them. You know what I mean?
He's been good. Right. Yeah.
But when we're comparing him to, like we said, the Travis Kelce's of the world, when we're comparing him to the Mark Andrews of the world, the George Kittles of the world, the sexier athlete dudes that get production, get the targets and stuff like that, yeah, we look at him a little bit less than. But if you looking at him versus all the other guys, it's like, yo, we like him just as much, if not more.
Yeah, he's been good. But again, I think the door's open for picking someone else there in the second round. I think that's why that draft like bothers me a little bit. Even though, yes, we've seen Najee do the 1,000-yard years 4 times in a row, Muth being fine. It's just like those two positions and the impact of those positions on the overall offense.
Okay.
And then just completely whiffing on Kendrick Green in the 3rd round. Because we needed a center, too. That's the other, like, we were talking about running back, center.
We shot at.
Freiermuth was actually, if I can remember correctly at the time, more of a luxury pick.
Mm-hmm, he was.
So, I mean, I was excited about the Muth pick, though, too. I'm not going to, I think he was the best tight end in the draft, from what I can remember. They were calling him Baby Gronk.
Yeah. And then I would even say with Green, granted it was a miss, but the intent was I'm taking a center within the top 100 picks. They picked him 87th overall. Like, that's legit compensation. They're saying that, I think that this is one of the best guys. They just were wrong on it. And we can go down the list throughout these draft picks, and that's kind of what we're doing a little bit of guys that they were wrong on. But I still like the overall intent, kind of like what you brought up with the intent of why we drafted Kenny when we did. It was like,
I
it made
still think
sense.
he could be good still.
And that's fair. So
the verdict's out on Kendrick Green.
I'm sure some Kendrick Green supporters out there that think he can still be good too. I'm just not one of them.
Honestly, there might be more Kendrick Green in terms of within Steeler Nation. There might be more Kendrick Green supporters now than Kenny Pickett supporters.
It legit might be.
There might be. Actually, no, that's a hot take. There's no chance.
People like to when they see Kendrick in Houston at one game.
There's no chance.
People saw Kendrick that one game, and the way they talk about Kendrick Green right now, you would have thought he had a Pro Bowl done. It's like, bro, he had one game. He's like, Kendrick in Houston? I like that version. Like, bro, what? All right.
There's too much city pool. There's too much Pitt connection for Kenny.
There's
no way there's more Kendrick Green supporters than Pickett supporters. That's all I'm saying. There's just no chance.
But whether we're talking Kenny or Najee, though, comparing them to our previous first rounders following that, though, just listen to some of these dudes that if we were comparing the Kenny pick or even the Najee pick versus them, how do we feel about it? 2019, it was Devin Bush. Right?
Terrible.
18, Terrell Edmonds.
Good. Solid. But he's kind of like in the Muth conversation for me.
That's real. Yeah. TJ Watt, obviously, in 17. Slam dunk.
I think Muth's better than Edmonds, though, overall, like per position.
I would agree. I can see that.
But it's like, we could have drafted someone else. And don't bring up Lamar Jackson. Do not bring up Lamar.
You know they was going to do that. What about Lamar
when was
in
that, 2018?
Hey, it says Lamar. It's Lamar. Like, you know what Ben just did in 17? Why the heck would you want Lamar? Stop that. All right. TJ Watt was 2017. No, we obviously know heck of a pick. We love that one. Yeah, might have got that one right. 2016, Artie Burns.
Terrible.
One hit wonder. He had 1 year. One hit wonder. All right. Bud Dupree in 2015.
Solid.
Shazier in 14.
It's great. Yeah. Obviously.
And then
shit happened.
Yeah. 13, Jarvis Jones.
Terrible.
Shout out my dog, Lady J-Go.
I don't even think we needed an outside linebacker at the time.
That was Debo, Jason Worlds, Lamar Whitley. That time frame.
It's just overkill. With that, look at all the outside linebackers we drafted.
Yeah, that time frame.
It's just unbelievable.
And then 2012, David DeCastro. Felt good about that. Obviously, 11 was Cam, and then 10 is Marquise Pouncey.
Yeah, that was a good run.
Yeah. So it hasn't been completely god awful, but we could definitely have been a lot better with some of those picks.
Yeah,
but Jarvis was that dude coming out of Georgia, though. I would not. I can't forget that part. Like, he had a lot of people around the league praying that on draft night, and we won't call in his phone. I confirm that. Yeah. So I get why they did the pick. I get it, but obviously, the results still do matter, and that's also real. Shout out to my dog, though.
Right. All right.
Man, who started that convo? Was that Greg Yeager? Shout out to Greg Yeager on that one, man. That's pretty fire, man. I hit that like button one time for the coach. And don't forget to subscribe either if you are new to the channel. Heck yeah. All right.
Yeah, these two classes, the two most recent ones, are really going to have to step up to get things right, because if we're adding up all the draft classes here over the last 6 or 7 years, it's like obviously the end product isn't enough. But these last two classes, they're still like a TBD. So if they could even be more home runs, even be better, then maybe that'll give us some hope. Fowtown would be in Osment right tackle, Broderick Jones flipping back over to the left, natural position. He ends up being our franchise left tackle. I think that could start changing the game for this franchise, for this team going forward.
Yeah, got to hit on these picks, though. Got to do that. Partly that's what Philly did right now. They're hitting on their picks, man. Got to hit it.
Mike Hood, salute Mr. Moats and Deke. Moment of silence for the victims of the plane crash. Salute to our Pro Bowl guys.
Definitely salute to the Pro Bowl dudes, man. And RIP to the individual that passed away. Heck yeah.
Tyrese has joined the upper room.
Hey, shout out to Tyrese and welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
AJ Martinez says, who is Justin Tucker?
Hey, look, man. I don't want no parts of it. I'm innocent. I don't know nothing. All right? I don't know nothing. D, you got a masseuse?
Well, I think what he's trying to get at with this comment is he's not the best kicker in the NFL anymore.
That's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
I think he's trying to give a shout out to
Boss. Shout out. Heck yeah.
Like he doesn't even know who Justin Tucker is anymore because of how poor his play has been.
Hey, who is that man? Who is that man?
It's Boss's world.
Let's go. Let's go. Ooh, ooh.
That boy 23 says Dino Tomlin gonna be a camp body and people will be mad.
What's wrong with that? I don't see nothing wrong with that. Sure. Don't hate the play, hate the game. You know how it go. Hey, you got good pedigree though. You know, we like the pedigree and the bloodlines, baby. Pedigree, bloodlines.
Bro.
Pedigree, bloodlines. I don't care what y'all say. Y'all not about to have me in here talking. I don't care what y'all say. Yep. Yeah, I'm all for it. Yep. Bring them on. Mm-hmm. Come on. Yep. Mm-hmm. You've earned it. All right. You earned it.
Let's get you dub. Jordan Clark is the Nepo pick this year. I like him. He's a really good DB.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that either, man. Keep the bloodlines going, baby. Keep the bloodlines going. We support Nepo picks, man. We support all of that, man. So heck yeah. Jordan, let's go. Come on. Hey, get in that black and gold, man. Get in that black and gold.
Greg Yeager says Landon and Creed for Najee and Pat makes me sick.
Okay. I can understand that. I
would do that in a heartbeat.
I can understand that too. Trust me. Landon's a heck of a player. Creed's a heck of a player. I just always go back to, did we feel like that when those picks were actually happening? I think it's always a lot easier when we got the results to talk about what we would have done differently and, have these stances. But I don't think we all felt like that in the moment. And I think that's why we weren't tripping when we did bring in Naj.
I do think I was saying we do need to get another lineman.
No, we did say that. And we were cool with them getting Kendrick in the third.
That's the smart business approach to it.
We weren't tripping when we got Moof in the second. We was all like, this is a heck of a luxury pick. We feel like this is the best tight end. We was all hyped about the tight end. Everybody loved him. We was all watching them Gronk type highlights. And then it was like, oh, we even turned around and still got your offensive lineman. Oh, this is a great draft. Oh, see, you got this, and you still got that right there.
Well, there was that one dude that was available from the small school.
Mm-hmm.
He ended up going to the Broncos, and I think we pass on him?
I don't know. Good call. Probably did.
Quinn Miners.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
And
because he's not North Dakota.
Either way, he was. I think he was available in the third round, and we passed on him.
They like Kendrick
for Kendrick. So I mean, even right there, because the Najee and Muth pick was, you're excited because they're just more exciting picks on draft day than offensive lineman and defensive lineman. So there's that. So I think we all knew though in the back of our minds, we do need to get an O lineman. Quinn was still available, so you're just like, okay, could we snag him in the third? That'll make up for not getting him in the first.
They talking
and
about
we missed.
Kendrick,
we passed on him.
They talked about Kendrick like, yo, this is one of the most athletic. This dude could play this position and that position, and it's in the Big Ten. Like, that was the talk. Everybody was like, it's Big Ten lineman. All right, can't be that bad. All right, let's roll with it.
I know, but I don't think Kendrick Green wasn't even on our radar in terms of linemen.
Yeah, but how many linemen were on our radar is what I'm saying. Outside of the first rounders. We're talking third round dudes.
Well, I just gave you an example of someone we passed up on.
Yeah, but we didn't bring that name up in the moment. We bring this name up how many years later is what I'm saying.
No, we were. I mean, we were talking about him going into that draft. No?
Deke, we were not talking about any of these offensive linemen in the third round to that extent we dropping names like that. No. not more than Nas, not more than skill position players. No, we weren't.
I'm saying as a 3rd round pick. He was the only one that we talked about.
I'm sure we might have brought his name up in some point, but to act as if we had this like hard stop, like, yo, this is the dude that we should be looking. We ain't do that. Not in the 3rd. No.
In the 3rd, yeah, because he was the only one available in terms of like O lineman that we talked about, discussed, and I think for Quinn it was like he could have potentially been a 2nd round pick.
Respect.
The knock against him was coming out of a small school.
Yeah. But
he was still available in the 3rd, so I'm like, man, if you got him, that could make up for us missing out on the lineman. So we didn't even do that either.
No.
Not only did we miss out on the lineman in the 1st, we picked the wrong one in the 3rd.
Yeah.
It's tough. It's tough, man. Yeah, in the moment, you're excited about a Najee pick. This is what he did in Alabama. You're excited about Muth, baby Gronk.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm pretty sure I said going into that draft, the smart thing, the business thing, like we do need to get some linemen here early. I thought we were going to pick Najee. I thought he was the best running back in the class. I also said I don't know if this is the smartest thing to do, though. It is the running back position. It is the 1st round. Take that for what you want.
Respect.
All right. We got... Let's go, UW. Oh, wait. I just read that. Jordan Clark comment.
I think we juice.
The Dino Tomlin.
Yeah, it should be on juice right here, I think.
Juice Bellamy says, flip Muth and draft Harold Fannin Jr. out of Bull Green.
So go ahead, trade him for a pick, and then go get this cat. I haven't watched him yet.
I don't know who
this is. But he's saying it seems like he's saying draft him, so flip move for a pick right now is what it seemed like.
I don't think we're that eager to move off of Muth right now. Let's get you Dub says Muth can only do so much with how little we target him because we struggle and sometimes we refuse to use the middle of the field.
That's fair. That is definitely fair, man.
He had a good season.
I think both
He's
things
been
be
fine.
true,
He's been good. But again, going back to like impact of the tight end position versus impact of O lineman, quarterback, and receiver. I think it's towards the bottom of the totem pole with running back. When you're talking about constructing an offense.
Well, and specifically on our offense, we don't play tight ends as primary option number one.
Right, unless you got Brock Bowers.
Right,
and
like
you're actually featuring him in the offense.
Yeah, I was like, if that's your offense, then sure. You know, you're going to target that guy over the middle of the field, sideline, deep, everything included. And, yeah, those guys are going to have big numbers. You see that with the Mark Andrews, Isaiah Likely types. You see that with the Dalton Kincaid, the Dawson Knox types, obviously the Travis Kelce types. But not every team wants to play tight end ball first. Most teams you want to be able to throw it deep. Most teams you want to have the wide receiver talent. So that way you're more explosive down the grass versus having to be more of the methodical 10-plus play drive type teams that typically operate tight end predominantly, you know? So, yeah. Move straight, though. It's like I don't know what we want more of from Move without changing, like, the whole, like, structure of how we operate offensively. You know what I mean? Like, we don't play like Vegas plays. So he's not going to look like Brock Bowers, even though we think athletically he's athletic enough to do some similar things. It's like we're not about to target Move 10 times in a game.
I'd like him to catch that ball at the end of the Bengals game.
That's fair.
I'd like him to catch that ball at the end of the Vikings game back in Ben's final season.
That's
I'd like
fair.
him not to fumble in some of these late game situations too.
So it sounds like a handful of not cool with a lot of really cool. That's from a career standpoint. He doing what he's supposed to do. It's like he's a good player. That's why he's a second contract guy. Like, we're not saying he's a great player, just a good player right now.
Yep.
We think he's potentially capable of taking that next step, but we got to see.
Greg Yeager, Naj is the Edmonds of the offense.
That's fair.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
It's good players, man. Not great players, just good players. Maybe, all right, I don't view that as a bad thing. How do you view being a good player? Is it great or bust to you?
That's tough because I like Edmonds.
But You wouldn't classify him as a great player, though, is what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Maybe it's the different positions. You don't touch the ball on defense. You're not able to create. Because, I mean, yeah, like Edmonds, I feel like maybe the expectations are different. Maybe because that's what I'm trying to think of too. Maybe the expectations are a little bit different. But maybe I should be more critical of that Edmonds pick. Because if you're talking about defense and safety, importance of safety as a position to your defensive scheme, the whole structure, it probably is similar to running back, right?
Mm-hmm.
Similar to running back. I don't know. It's probably like safety and linebacker. Middle. I don't know though. I don't know. But safety's probably it's one of the bottom two positions
It's in that
terms of defense.
Safety and off-ball linebacker.
You're definitely building up D-line, edge rushers, and cornerbacks before safety, like the middle of the field like that. So maybe I should be more critical of the Edmonds pick, and
because you went and got a safety in the first. I mean, we don't trip on the Minka trade because Minka had so much splash coming with his pick coming with that trade that we're like, it was justified. When you can get that type of turnovers, you're touching the football, or in his case, scoring touchdowns, it's like, you're worth the first rounder. Edmonds, we spent the first round pick on, but we never got the turnovers. Remember, he was a volume tackler. He was always going to be available. He was very Najee in that sense of Edmonds going to get you 100 tackles. He's not going to miss a game. He's not going to be out of position. But he's limited in the sense of he's not locked down cover. He's not going to give you a ton of interceptions or turnovers in general. Same way we say Najee, 1,000-yard back, super physical. You know how consistent he is, but at the same time, he's not going to give you the 60-yard touchdown. He's not going to give you a ton of explosive 30-plus, 40-plus yard runs. And that's the difference between a Minka and an Edmonds and a Saquon and a Najee. It's like the dudes that are what we say league-wide are dudes. Yeah, they pay like that. But it still doesn't take away from Najee and Edmonds still being good players. But if we're comparing them to the great players or the dudes, we're always looking at them saying, y'all, this was bad. This was like real bad. But then we're like, all right, well, what is Devin? What is the Arties? What are the Jarvises? What are these type of dudes? Because we feel like there is definitely a distinct difference between Najee and Edmonds versus those other first rounders as well.
Maybe it's just easier to judge offensive guys too than defensive guys. You're not exactly seeing everything that Edmonds is doing, play in and play out. Because I have been critical of the Najee pick, but in terms of an apples to apples comparison, I think it's fair in terms of Najee, the draft pick, and the offense versus Terrell Edmonds, the draft pick and the defense, and kind of what they mean and where we drafted them being in the first round. Yeah, it's not a bad point. I'd have to think on that a little bit more.
Yeah, nature of position does matter though. When you got the ball in your hand, or you're at a position where everybody can see your good and bad plays, we are definitely more critical of those players than the ones that are hitting a little bit. If you play D-line, you can have a bad D-line play. We're going to look at the linebacker why you ain't make that tackle? Safety, why ain't you make that open field tackle? How did it get to the safety? Because that D-lineman got reached. Because that D-lineman got cut off. Because, he just was laid out his stance. But because we don't necessarily see it highlighted because it's in the muck, right? It's in the chaos of the trenches. We won't be as critical on some of those dudes. Whereas the ones that we can see with the ball, when we can see your mistake, when we can see that corner slip out of his break, or we can see that receiver drop that pass, we're way more critical of it because it's just louder. Whereas that guy missing this block and Najee gets tackled for a 1 yard gain or a no yard gain or a loss, we look at that Najee hey, bro, we need more juice. But in all actuality, it's hey, guard, make this block right here.
Maybe the other thing with the Edmonds pick as why I haven't critiqued it as much as the Najee pick is at the time, was there anything pressing we were talking about that we needed?
That's real.
I don't think there
luxurious.
was. Yeah.
I got to go back and think. Because that's before Ben hurt his arm. That was the year he hurt it.
Was it the 2018 draft?
It was after that draft. Because he started the season, and the Seahawks game was when he got hurt.
Well, yeah, so Edmonds
yeah.
was a rookie in 2018. Like
yeah.
that team was good.
Right. So I was like, we had a ton of pieces. It was James Conner. He was taking no. James Conner wasn't taking over yet. That was
he was going.
No, he
into
was.
That
Yeah,
season.
he was taking over because that's when El Bell set out 18. Yeah.
That was a good team.
Right.
Like,
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Going back to, I don't know if there was anything we needed like that bad. Whereas Najee, that draft, it was clear we needed
a running back.
We needed a running back too. But again, going back to just
because
like
we're moving on from Conner that year.
How you want to prioritize positions.
Low key,
we definitely needed O-line.
But that was the convo, dude.
We needed running back too.
That was the convo because we knew we had to replace James Conner because we were the availability part, but also we all felt like, offensive line, you still wanted to improve that as well.
You had to. Pouncey retired.
Pouncey was retiring.
I think you're moving off of Villanueva.
And we saw them start to look older also. Like they just chose Najee. They could have just felt Najee was the better player of all them other dudes that we're bringing up though. Because even though Creed and even though Creed and Landon for their positions are beasts, maybe the Steelers feel like, Najee for what he does at running back, I like that more than what I see in this offensive line. And they went and got a Zach Frazier a couple years later anyways. We feel like Zach just as nice as them dudes. So I'm like, I could understand if that's
too little,
the thought
too
process.
late though. I mean, wrong assessment then
That's
on the Steelers
fine.
there.
And that's
sure.
fine.
On thinking this guy's a more dynamic running back or going to be a better running back than those guys are.
Yeah.
O-linemen. Yeah, they whiffed on that.
You know how it goes. It's all about the perspective on it. For the Steelers, they say, man, Najee has survived and kept us afloat through the quarterback purgatories, through the offensive line purgatories, through the offensive coordinator purgatories. He's been the constant. He's been the one that we could rely on, the steady Eddie of the group. So they might be looking at that and saying, does a Landon Dickerson or a Creed Humphrey, does he help me in that situation? I don't know. But they might be looking at what Najee did and say, this dude still produced. He has a Pro Bowl under there, but he still produced. Still did something that nobody in the league did in terms of the 4 consecutive 1,000-yard seasons on top of it. So they might feel validated
those guys
like
are
that.
all pro linemen.
That's true.
They're helping whoever you're throwing back. They're helping your quarterback. They're helping the running game. They're helping everything.
Yes, in theory, but we didn't feel like that when Cleveland had Joe Thomas, Alex Mack, and this all-world offensive line. But they had a quarterback.
They finally did put it all. I don't think they were all there at the same time.
But they were
finally
there.
Did put it all together, and then they had
good.
a real run game. And it didn't matter what running backs you were putting back there.
When Chubb got there, it got extra real.
Sure,
back matters.
But there's my next point. Najee's not Chubb.
No one said he was. But Chubb is Chubb for a reason. Chubb was arguably one of the best backs during his time. Talking Chubb, Derrick Henry, Saquon. It's kind of like with Move. Or we compare Move to the Travis Kelce's, the Mark Andrews, and the George Kittles, or we just said, away from the elites and just the field, it's a different perspective. If we compare Najee to the elite running backs, he is forever going to come up short. And I'm going to be the first one to tell you, I'm like, he ain't got that. But if you're comparing him to the field, it's like, it ain't a lot more out there that we saying, it was definitive. Yeah, I like that.
He gets a lot of attempts. He gets a lot of work. I think that's part of it.
Yeah, because he can sustain it. And that's also part of it.
Are you just paying for availability, though?
Well, the production is the 1,000 yards. So you get both, but we want more, which we all do agree.
Because like you could have not even just one person to replace Najee. You could have a tandem of backs that can replace his production. It's not necessarily about just one guy doing it.
That's fair.
You should look at it as like your running game as a whole.
That's fair.
Yeah, I guess now we're getting into what we're doing with Najee going forward as opposed to the draft. I mean, I'm willing to move off of Najee. I've been pretty clear about that.
Yeah.
What else we got here? We got a few more.
All right, shout out to the homies. Hey, man, if y'all digging how we doing it today, too, man, don't forget to hit that like button one time for the culture and subscribe if you are new to the channel.
AJ Martinez says, there's only one. Women and children of all ages, welcome to the land of the Boz.
There he is. There he
is. The freaking greatest since the only number 1 in the Steeler uniform.
Oh, you talking about Case? I was like, I don't want no number 1. I mean, right now, he up. It's his time right now, man. He is the guy.
I mean, I like Jeff Reed over Gary Anderson, if you're asking me.
Shout out to Jeff as well, man. Yeah. But, yeah, technically, Boz is number 1 on the list, man. Number 1.
Is he?
In terms of points, yeah. He did.
Yeah, that did happen this year.
Yeah,
right?
that was this year. Yeah.
Let's get you Dub. Says, here's my thing, Moats. With how lacking our receiver room was, it doesn't make sense to not use Muth more, especially with how often he was open and ignored.
I'm not against that either. Listen, if we're just simply talking about, should this guy have gotten more targets? Yeah, that's a conversation that I'm definitely support of. If we're saying, hey, man, this guy runs routes and he creates separation, yeah, I'm in support of that as well. But when we just simply minimize the game to that, I don't think that we're really understanding what it takes to actually have just one successful play. Your offensive line matters. The blocking matters. The receivers and everybody running things matter. Just for one simple 5-yard, 10-yard, like everybody is a part of it, regardless of how much we want to minimize that. So when we pick and choose when everybody's going to be on the same page and everybody's going to do it the right way and the call's going to be perfect and we're going to get the defense and the look that we want to look and stuff like that, it's like, yeah. Now you pray that we are actually looking at his way and we're getting it to him and he's catching it on top of that. But they're humans just like everybody else. So it's not always going to be perfect. And that's part of the issue. But this is the time frame for the team where you go back and you look at all that type of stuff and you start to reassess and you say, man, how do we prevent the skid that we had down the stretch? Maybe that is getting Muth more involved. Maybe instead of trying to do, all right, let's run it to be protective that way, maybe it's the short pass game to Muth over the middle of the field. If they feel like Muth is that type of guy and they think that they can operate like that. But there's just a lot of variables at play that not everybody understands or sees and truly understands the importance of them in terms of why those plays work the way that they do, man. So I do agree, though, with Muth, or do agree with you in the sense of, we want him to get more opportunities, more targets, but it's not as cut and dry as, well, hey, when I paused the tape right here, he was wide open. Cool, but did you see this pressure that was getting, put up in the quarterback's face? Did you see this back, man? He was a little bit open a little bit sooner. Hey, man, just on the read, he was the last dude on the progression, so he just didn't get to him. Like, it's a lot of that. Not saying that it justifies one way or the other, but that's the context. And a lot of people get bored with that type of stuff, man.
Knight Rider 16, did y'all see the comments Julian Edelman made about the Steelers defense?
I did. Did you?
I did.
Yeah. How'd you feel, man?
Not surprised.
Same.
Basically saying that Steelers defense does things a certain way, and they don't really adjust. They just stick with that way. Yeah. As seen by Edelman, he brought up an example whenever he was playing our defense, he'd be matched up against linebackers and cooking us. Or going back to, I think, the Chargers game back in, 2017, Keenan Allen was matched up on a linebacker. It's just like we had our certain assignments, we had our certain way of doing things on defense, and we wouldn't change.
Yeah. How'd they make you feel, though?
What?
Did you feel one way or the other about it? It was just kind of like, all right, it is what it is.
Not surprised. I mean, yeah, it is what it is. I mean, I don't, in a way, it doesn't feel like I don't think we've changed much at all, period, about how we've done things. Like, even going back to that time, we witnessed it firsthand.
Yeah.
So that's one thing, but in terms of just, even in recent years, it's kind of like the same thing.
Yeah.
It's whatever.
Respect.
It's obviously not good enough, so. But we've already had these conversations.
Yeah.
All right, that's it for Supers.
I like it. Man, hopefully y'all enjoyed it, man. If y'all are, hit that like button one time for the culture and subscribe if you are new to the channel. Shoot, man, we should have time to get these phone lines popping and percolating, man. That's what... Oh, no, I'm tripping. I thought we had our first topic already done, Deke. Right. I definitely thought we had already did that one. All right.
Well, Richard Arbiza is saying we missed some supers before the draft question. I might have. I don't know.
All right, let me.
I might have. It might have jumped on me.
See, hold on. I don't. Let me see. You said who? Arbizo said that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because the only ones I did not like. We had a couple Justin Tucker ones, but we read them. The Bo Collins one, we got that in there. Okay. Talked about how aggressive should the Steelers get in terms of. Did you read that one or no? Maybe that one. All right. Well, maybe this one. All right. Let's try. I'm reading. You tell me if you sound like you said it or not. All right. How aggressive should the Steelers be to get free agent deals, restructures, extensions done this offseason, considering the uncertainty at key positions? So how aggressive should they be in terms of getting those deals done, considering the uncertainty at some of these key positions?
I think you got to decide on quarterback first, and then you could be as aggressive as you want on everything else after that.
Yeah, QB definitely start there. Whichever.
Pick your direction.
Yeah.
Pick your direction and go from there.
Yep. I don't think you can go. I don't think you can go wrong. You could always go wrong. We've learned that. You could definitely go wrong. But yeah, I'm with Deke, man. Pick one, whichever direction it is. If it's Russ, if it's Fields, if it's the draft, if it's free agency, whatever it is, commit to it and then build a legit plan around it. Don't do the I'm halfway into this plan, I'm halfway into another plan, or I'm a quarter into this, quarter into that. It's like just lock in on whatever the person is, man. And yeah, let the chips fall where they may. Now, I don't know if, they should definitely. I don't see why that's a negative with them. Like, they should be able to do that.
What?
Lock in on one of these dudes and go from there. Yeah, don't got to be no crazy song and dance about it. Just pick one and build it.
Got to make a decision.
Yeah. Like, you keep waiting to make the right decision. Hey, man, on. It's like, hey, man, you killing her all the time now, man.
Right. You can make your case for either or.
Yeah.
There's a case for either or, I guess. I mean, I'm siding with Fields all day, but you just got to make a decision.
No, respect. The other, let's see, the homie Greg Yeager. Shout out to the homie Greg Yeager. He says, why get caught up on Terrell Austin so much with the question mark? He says, it's Mike Tomlin's defense.
Well, either way. I mean, I'm critical of both and their impact on the defense.
Either way, man. All right, either way, it's still gotta be better. Yeah.
If Austin has been calling the plays, I think that's even more reason for him to be fired. If he hasn't, then I mean, I talked about replacing Coach C. I've also talked about Tomlin delegating duties to his coordinators, and if he were to do that this season, I would rather it be a Robert Saleh or one of these guys that became head coaches, working up the ranks and coaching to become like a head coach, because they obviously know what they're doing at a DC level. Like, I would have Tomlin just oversee and let those guys call the plays then. So no matter who you want to put the more blame on the defense, I don't care. I think they're both at blame.
Absolutely.
You
gotta be better. You gotta be better, man.
Absolutely. They've been together for what, 3 years now?
3 years now, yeah.
It's been good. It's could
be better though,
right? I mean, the Steelers have been good, right? We've been above average. We've been 9-8, 10-7 these last.
Could be better though.
However many years. Yeah. Same thing, defense. But then when push comes to shove, when you're talking about playoffs, when you're talking about big games, and if you want to talk about underperforming in games that we're going into as heavy favorites, like these have been all very prevalent with this team over the last 4 or 5 years, 7, 8, whatever it is, whatever timeline you want to put on it. So it's just it's not it. Like, it's not it.
I think that was all the ones right there, man. So now we caught up. Yeah. Yep.
Tyron says Caleb Johnson, Iowa running back. I know about him. Okay. Says younger and faster. Okay. Najee hits the holes way faster, but still can be in the trenches with the big dogs. Look him up. It's funny. He was. I did a little Bleacher Report video. They wanted me to do like a draft hit and talk about like 3 things the Steelers need to do in the draft to get things right. And I brought Caleb Johnson up from Iowa. I said we need to move off of Najee and replace him with someone in the 3rd round.
Okay.
And I brought up Caleb Johnson. So
shout out.
Yeah, Tyron, shout out to you.
Let's go. Let's go.
Great minds think alike.
Let's go.
And I also said we got to draft another running back late. Double up, get one in 6th or 7th. Everyone's talking about this running back class being so deep, so good.
Yeah, heck yeah.
I like Woody Marks out of USC.
All right. I like it.
Watch out for him.
Let's go. Let's go.
Add them with Jalen Moore. Maybe scoop up a Banacanda in free agency.
Now we got a gang. Let's go.
Yeah, may the best men win.
All right. But keeping all of them, though. So, yeah.
Well, one
best
of them
man when it turns like pecking order.
Yeah, one of them go to practice squad.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that. Yeah.
Dondre Zell, what are the odds of us trading someone on the defense? 0.
Who would be a trade candidate is the real question.
TJ Minka.
Highsmith?
Probably
just based
Cam.
off like contracts?
Anyone. I think
because Larry
anyone's
O's
up.
on a 1 year. It's I think a year. No, he's done, right? Or,
yeah, I think we're just cutting.
You see what I mean? Like I don't see where it's like the trade element Herbig because the youth. Elliott's done contract wise. Dante Jackson's done contract wise.
I think you can trade anyone.
You know what I mean?
I don't think they are. I'm saying 0.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a chance.
Yeah, I was trying to just see
the guys they want to get rid of. They're just going to cut.
Yeah.
And the guys that are free agents, it's either you re-sign them or you don't, like a Dante Jackson.
Because what of the guys that they're planning to release or would want to release has trade value? So I mean, like, yeah.
Yeah, Ogunjobi, I think we're definitely cutting him.
Yeah.
But I don't know who's trading for him.
All right. Because if you know he's going to get released, more than likely, just waiting on that.
And he's, over 30?
Yeah.
Big contract.
Mm-hmm.
Not big contract, but
it's big enough.
Double digits. Yeah. Right. Doesn't match up with the production.
If you look at Keanu Benton, you're going to say, man, I can get that production a lot cheaper and reset the clock on it anyways. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of guys you can't trade. I don't think we're just not going to do that, though.
If we did, who would you do, though?
It depends on what the plan is with quarterback and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
I'm assuming we're trying to win for next year. I'm gonna assume that. So
that's the Steelers, you know.
I don't think I would trade anyone then.
Okay. So as long as they're trying to win, don't move on from any of them right now. But if you're in rebuild mode, then
here's the other thing though. I am open to trading anyone.
Okay.
The deal's got to be good. If we're getting a couple first round picks or something for TJ, I'm thinking about it.
Okay.
First round pick for Minka, something else for Minka. I'm thinking about it. Because I think you could still win with those draft picks.
Yeah.
And then also just start building toward the future.
But they would have to be first round picks, though, to replace
it would just have to be a good offer. I'm just thinking off the top of my head. I'd be open to trading anyone, but I'm not seeking out trading anyone. I'm listening to offers.
Heck yeah. Man, I ain't against that. I'm with you. Like, man, you listen to it all. If it make enough sense, man, yeah. Because you didn't win it all. And it wasn't like it was above reproach for the start, middle, and end of the season. You leave the door open. These are the conversations that get had. We doing it on a light version because it doesn't impact me or you in terms of livelihood if we make the wrong decision, if we re-sign or cut or move forward or trade the right or wrong person. It don't affect us like that. But this is what they got to do. So all those dudes, all of them, convos can be had on them. But like you said, it's got to make the right sense, though.
He asked what chance of anyone getting I'm saying 0.
Yeah.
I just don't think the Steelers are operating that way.
Yeah.
I think we only trade receivers.
Yeah. And since Coach Thomas said never say never, I'll say 0.00001.
When have we traded a defensive guy?
Good.
We just trade receivers.
Hey, actually, good. Who was our last defensive guy that we traded? Like, legit traded.
We just don't operate that way. We cut Harrison.
Yeah.
Like we cut Burnett, right?
Yeah.
Melvin Ingram. We traded him.
Traded for him and then traded him again. Yeah.
That was.
Does he count?
No, that was an extreme circumstance.
It was an import-export.
I'm sure we would have traded James Harrison if we could have got something for him.
He was forcing it out. You know. Shout out to my dog.
Although maybe we wouldn't have. That was.
It was getting extreme. Dude.
That's what I mean. I feel like the trade would have been all right. We're trying to be nice with you, make accommodations. I don't think the Steelers.
Yeah.
I think the cut was the more just appropriate move. Just
it was so extreme.
Clean ties,
It
right?
was so extreme. We just like, hey, something got to give, bro.
Just clean break.
Something has to give here. All right, something got to give. Shout out to my dog, though. Shout out to my dog. But yeah, something got to give.
Dondre Zell, if you are the GM of the Steelers, what players would you bring in and what app would you go?
I'm with you, Deke. I don't know that last part, bro.
I think he's saying what guys would you bring in and what guys would you let go?
I'm with you, bro. I'm with you. Yeah. Oh, what approach would you? No, it ain't approach. All right. Dondre said approach. All right, Dondre said approach. So yeah, okay.
What approach?
Okay.
Come on, bro. APP isn't.
I was like, bro, that is not approach.
Isn't the shortcut for approach?
Application.
That's not the abbreviation. There's just.
It's like what?
APP literally means
that's
like
an app, bro. I'm thinking like on my phone. I'm
yeah,
like, what
exactly.
app would I go? I'm like, bro, what? You funny for that.
You got to at least put a period for the attempted abbreviation.
My man abbreviated approach with APP. Hey, bro, you nice for that one, man. Dang. All right. But like I said, for me, man, if I'm Steelers GM, the approach I'm taking in terms of the players I'm bringing in, I'm trying to get a receiver. If that means I got to go through the draft or if that means I got to go through free agency, one way or the other, I'm leaving with a absolute bona fide dude at that position. Then from there, like I said, man, I'm trying to figure out some restructures because I still want to add some pieces. If I go free agency for my wide receiver, then I'm probably going to go D-line early in the draft. If I don't go wide receiver for free agency, then that means I got to go wide receiver early in the draft. So then D-line would be my approach come free agency. I'm looking at whoever the top names are. And yeah, I'm going to cut a nice check. Not completely break the bank, but I'm going to get me something that can give me the production I need. But I strongly prefer getting younger draft-wise over on that side. So like I said, if I can go pay for my proven production at wide receiver, that's the approach I'm taking. But, yeah, I think I need a wide receiver, and I definitely want to get me a D-lineman in here.
Yep, those are the top two priorities.
Yeah.
With you.
No.
Okay, that's it. That's it for Supers right now.
All right. So now we are caught up. All right, y'all hit that like button one time for the culture, and don't forget to subscribe either if you are new to the channel. All righty. I think we are on. We had the Mel Kiper mock draft most recently just dropped. Shout out to the homie.
Yeah.
All right. So since it is definitely all season time, we got to spend a little time with these things, man, to see what the draft experts, the gurus, are saying and who they are projecting us to be interested in, man. So shout out. But let's see. Do you got that already pulled up on your end?
I do not. I read it though already.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Hold on. I just pulled it up. So in terms of the mock draft for with Mel Kiper, obviously he didn't have any type of trades taking place from what I saw. But in terms of where we were at, currently sitting at 21st overall in the draft. In his mock, he has us taking Emeka Egbuka, the wide receiver out of Ohio State. And what he said was the last time the Steelers took a wide receiver in round 1 was 2006 when they drafted Santonio Holmes at number 25. But unless things drastically change in free agency, Pittsburgh has to break that streak. There aren't enough reliable pass catchers in this offense. The Steelers don't have a surefire wide receiver 2 behind George Pickens, and the offense isn't going to improve until they do something there, no matter the quarterback. Egbuka caught 6 passes for 64 yards in Monday's national championship, putting him over 1,000 yards on the season. And it was the second time in the past 3 years where he's caught double-digit touchdowns. He also says that he's a great route runner with speed and a nice ability to eat up targets, to eat up a ton of targets as well. So how we feeling on it, Deke? How we feeling about young Emeka Egbuka?
Do you know what other receivers were available?
Yes. All right. At the time, only 2 receivers had gone off the board before him. They both went in the top 10. Tatarian McMillan, he had him going at 6 overall. T-Mac to the out of Arizona to the Las Vegas Raiders, and then he had Luther Burden going at 12 to Dallas. That's the other receiver out of Mizzou. All right. So they had Emeka as the 3rd overall receiver off the board. And then the other receivers that were currently remaining in the first round.
What other guys were taken after him? Though?
That's what I'm looking. No, that's what I'm checking.
Not even just receivers.
Oh, okay. Because there were no other wide receivers taken after him. They had Colston Loveland, the tight end out of Michigan. He went 22nd to the Chargers. Harbaugh connection. At 23, they have Mike Green, the young pass rusher out of Marshall, going to the Packers. At 24, Benjamin Morrison, the cornerback out of Notre Dame, obviously to the Vikings because we know R.I.P. to Kristen Jackson, passed away tragically this offseason. Kyrie Jackson. Yeah, so that makes a ton of sense. And then at 25, they had Josh Simmons, offensive tackle from Ohio State, going to the Texans. Obviously wants protection down there. Rams, they had Josh Cornerly, the tackle out of Oregon, going there. At 27, they had the Ravens taking Siobhan Revel. He's a corner out of Eastern Carolina. At 28, the Detroit Lions were taking outside linebacker James Pierce Jr., outside linebacker out of Tennessee. Commanders, they had them taking Nick Scorton, is a DN, Texas A&M. The Bills at 30th overall. Maxwell Hairston, cornerback, Kentucky. I think that's a great pick. I like that dude. That sounds like a great pick. I don't even know if it sounds like a great pick, though.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how come any of these other guys didn't get like a PA announcer?
Don't do me like that, D.
type of
Don't
voice.
do that, D. Don't do that, bro. I was reading the name off, man. It was in bold print when I read it. I don't know why it was bold like that. Kansas City Chiefs at 31 overall. Ooh, why they at 31 not 32?
Kiper, big Eagles guy.
Okay, Kiper, you see that? Oh, okay. But he has them taking Walter Nolan, defensive tackle out of Ole Miss, and then Philly. Bro, Philly don't need another D lineman. He got them taking Kenneth Grant, the D tackle out of Michigan. So those were the guys that were remaining.
I was going to say, actually, if anything of the guys that were taken after, it's probably those 2 D tackles at the very end.
The Michigan dude, I like him a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe you could trade back to get one of those guys if you wanted to.
And in terms of
Ibuka, he is. I think after him, there's a little bit of a drop off.
Okay.
So I'm fine with taking him there. I like Burden though a lot. Hopefully he drops to us at 20.
Luther's nice.
I think he's like the epitome of a Steeler receiver.
Okay.
And what we're looking for.
Okay.
He does. He looks like a cross between like Holmes, AB. Mm-hmm. He's got that physicalness, got that toughness, kind of like Hines Ward, that type of stuff. I think he's the guy we should be looking for, but he went 12.
What about homie out of Texas? Matthew Golden?
He's all right.
And was it Alec Ayamanor?
Yeah.
I remember when he cooked up on Travis Hunter and them boys out in Colorado, 23. Pass he still was good, but quarterback wasn't that.
I'd be fine with that draft pick if we don't sign anyone in free agency. Yeah. I think it's fine. He looks good.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's not Jeremiah Smith, but
he's still a silky smooth player, man.
Right.
Like, I just don't think he's as twitchy as like when you watch Luther Burden. Like Luther jumps off the screen. That's why we all like Luther. T-Mac, he got the size and the long stride and stuff like that, leaping ability. That's why people like him. But when I look at Emeka, man, I think he's a smooth route runner. I think that he creates a lot of separation, but some of that is due to the matchups. They play him backside or he'll be in that slot because, like you brought up, they got Jeremiah Smith. That's the dude that's the one-on-one, dude. So with Emeka, you just see him middle of the field carving up dudes when you try to run that Tampa 2 defense. He's cooking any of the middle linebackers trying to run with him. He understands how to sit down versus zone, does a good job versus man in terms of understanding how to create separation at the top, getting in and out of his breaks. And like I said, I like how he catches the football. I gotta watch more though to see like how good of a hands catcher he is. Like I've seen some plays where I'm like, yo, you're trapping it more so than like plucking it out the air. Think about how GP goes and gets it. Like I'm looking at that part and just like you said, man, I'm still early on with him, but I do like him a lot. But I could definitely see where some of his production, especially this past year, was due to the matchup that he was getting. And all you can do is control what you can control. When you got a Jeremiah Smith on your team, that's the guy that plays out there because he's the best guy. But you can see where he would make it look gory versus these other dudes, and that's why I think, I can see why Mel would project him to be our guy in the first.
Yeah, he's not as exciting as Jeremiah Smith. He hasn't been the most exciting Ohio State receiver over the past 4 or 5 years either.
You got Marvin Harrison over there, yeah.
But you got, guys like Chris Olave, Jackson Smith and Jigba. He gets drafted to Seattle. He's been.
They're good players.
Yeah,
they're
he's
thousand-yard
been
receivers. They're
really good
pros.
Yeah, right. And I wouldn't expect anything different from Ibuka.
Yeah, I think he transitions well. I definitely do. My hesitancy right now, before I watch more and more tape on him versus the field, is he a 1 or am I getting a 2? You know what I mean? Because I really want a 1. But if he is just a 2, then I'd gonna go get me something in free agency on top of that. But I like him though. I definitely like him. But that's like where I'm at with him right now early on.
If Pickens gets everything together, you don't need a 1.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
And that's kind of what I was liking about Luther Burden, because you can have those questions about him.
It's a heck of a compliment, bro.
Yeah, he'd be a great compliment. I think he'd be, because his frame kind of looks. He's bigger than Deontay Johnson, but it's that type of style. It's like that route running style.
I was like
the
the Malik Neighbors type, man. Like the quick in and out short area.
They got him listed at 6 foot.
You think he's 6 foot?
They got him listed at that, but
I ain't think that man was 6 foot. Fair. I ain't think that. His short area quickness is filthy though.
Right.
He makes a lot of guys miss and not a lot
He's
of
a physical
man.
receiver too.
Yeah. Catch the ball,
That's
man.
kind of what I thought of with Garrett Wilson when he was coming out. Like Garrett Wilson, I think they have him listed at 6 foot too.
Yeah.
But he looks smaller than that. But he goes up and high points the ball. He's still a physical receiver. Like he'll catch it in traffic.
Do you feel like we're going back to the Young Money style receivers though? If you bring in a Luther type body type with a Calvin Austin type body type with the Roman Wilson type body type, these we getting tiny again, man.
As long as Pickens does his thing, it doesn't matter to me. Because Pickens is the one
Pickens
thing. Like that style receiver is something we were missing from the Young Money.
I would agree,
and that's the thing I kept calling for.
He's the Martavis. If Martavis,
let's get Ben another Plexico in here. We tried with Lima Swede, and that was an absolute bust. And we tried again with Martavis, and that didn't work out either.
Couldn't get out his own way. That's fair.
But at least we got a Pickens to be that like main guy.
Yeah.
Like the Bills, you look at their receivers, none of them are like that big or tall.
I'm with you,
The
baby.
quarterback play was good though. So if Fields is who I think he can be, or if Russell Wilson can play good, then I'm not too concerned about the height stuff.
Okay.
Not too concerned. Can Luther Burden play on the outside? Can Deontay was able to play on the outside even though he wasn't like the tallest. Santonio Holmes, AB, Hines Ward, they could play on the Hines Ward a little bit more slot, but
I think
they could all play on the outside and hold their own.
And I think the reason too with Luther why they still haven't projected higher than the Emecas or some of the guys with a little bit more sizes, he creates separation in a hurry. And when you have them type of dudes that can just flat out win one-on-ones, that's quarterback friendly. That's the Deontay approach. That's the AB. That's the Tyreek, man. You win in right now off the line. It's easy to get this to you and now go be the guy. I did have a little concern though. I ain't gonna lie to you, Deke. I was watching some of his games. I haven't seen enough to know all the way, but I've seen just these little he's not a character guy, is he? Because I was seeing certain things.
You mean a good character guy?
I was seeing certain things on the tape, and I was just
are we drafting another GP?
Well,
I said he has Steeler receiver written all over him.
I was like, yo.
He's definitely got that dog in.
You're doing certain things that's making my PTSD pop up, all right? I've been around a couple of you Steeler receivers before my time, all right?
It's the perfect pick.
You're doing certain things. Your mannerisms, post-play, you got some of that stuff.
I'm glad you brought that up. Maybe
I just didn't know. I was like, am I just seeing it, or is somebody else seeing this,
I'm glad you brought that up. Maybe,
Yeah, I'm just,
if I want the Steelers to change, if I want us to turn over a new leaf, maybe we can't be drafting receivers like this.
You see, Deke, you see the say, I'm like, hey, bro, it's dope, but I don't. That's a flag and a fine, and a flag, and that's a fine. And I mean, I like your energy. You're not backing down from anything, but that's a flag. Yeah, bro, that'd be a fine too. Yeah, I'm just. Shout out to Deke. Deke, all right. But he's so talented, and that's super talented. Super duper talented, bro.
Nah, maybe,
Mr. Rooney said you need one of them in your room, though.
Well, we would have two then.
That does throw off the balance a little bit. Yeah.
We would have two.
Yeah.
For sure.
But he nice, though, bro.
We've had too many years.
But he nice, though, bro.
Recent where we've had two guys at the same time.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, we didn't know it exactly at the time, but it was Pickens' rookie year. It was Pickens, Claypool, and Deontay all together.
We just say that was the baby form of it. We ain't really know what
Claypool
it was all the way.
Juju on the team at the same time.
We was playing with fire. We've had a
AB, Juju,
and Martell. But all right, I would say, yeah, we done had some rooms, bro. We done had some rooms, man.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it fits. The Luther Burden pick fits. He does look like a Steeler receiver, feisty.
No, I get everything makes so much more sense of why you say he likes the. When you said it, I was like, all right, I don't know where that came, but all right, I can see that Deke. And now here, boy, I'm like, yep, 1,000% still receiver, bro. 1,000%, yep.
Like I said, combo of like Santonio, AB.
Mm-hmm.
He's got the Hines Ward little toughness to him.
He got that. Yeah.
We already got our big guy on the outside with Pickens. So.
But where do you find that without the crazy, without that edge? That's part of what Coach Tom was talking about when he said,
maybe it's a good kind.
But how do you
like Joey Porter, good kind?
But that's not a wide receiver. It's a different mentality when you're playing defense.
We need someone
offense.
to step up and start being a leader on this team, on this offense. Maybe it's Luther Burden. Maybe it's like a good crazy. we need something like that, man.
GP's following in line too.
Someone's got to give with him.
You catch what I'm saying? It's like I don't know if I want another bring that in with. I need good guy. I need. Where's the choir boy?
I'd trade Pickens for Higgins or something. I don't know.
If I brought in Higgins, then I could bring in a Bird. I can see that. I think that offsets the balance a little bit. Calvin Austin's a good guy. Roman Wilson, good guy. I can see that. I can see that.
Yeah, I saw an interview from Burden where they asked him like what receiver he replicates his game after, or, like who's he look to. He says no, and he said they should be looking at me.
Oh yeah, that's shit. I forgot. I think I was watching. I don't remember if it was Texas A&M game I was watching him, or it was another one. I was watching this couple games with him. Man, he makes a play and it's like he throws the ball at the DB's head. It's like super close proximity. It hits him in the head with the ball. Pop. And then he tries to like play dumb like, oh man, I don't know what happened to the ball. I'm like, hey fam, what you doing, bro? Like, dude bump him. He ready to bump him back. Like he ain't going for nothing. He got the Steve Smith. It's the little man. It's the Steve Smith in him. He got Steve Smith on him, bro.
Steve Smith, good crazy.
No, good crazy if you was his teammate.
Yeah.
Steve,
that's what we need.
But wasn't actually good. He broke one of his teammates' jaw. He broke a teammate's jaw.
Who was that?
Steve Smith. He punched. No,
I mean, who was that? When was
that? That was like he was in Carolina. It was the heart of it. It was when D'Angelo was down there. Like it was Steve Smith. You know, it was row your boat. Like when it was celebrating all, yeah, he definitely fired on it when it was in training camp. I do remember that because that's what I was thinking of when we was playing against him, and he looked at me all crazy. I'm like, hey Steve, bro, this ain't that, but this ain't that. Like I ain't tripping if you ain't tripping, Steve, but we know you kind of cuckoo. Like we get it. It's like Pac-Man. Steve Smith, Pac-Man, that's like my defense supposed to play crazy, my offense supposed to play crazy.
Yeah, but we don't know. Burden's all the way there.
This is true. He's still early.
I'm just saying though, Steve Smith.
That was a dog.
I was gonna say like
he's a dog.
You would say he was like a leader on that Carolina offense. Like he was awesome.
Honestly, I think he was. I think it was old school
and like,
toughness.
And like you said, like in terms of like in house. Was there any problems outside of maybe that one thing? But
and that one thing from what they say is like it stems from just how competitive he was, and the dude was talking back to him, like barking at him. And he's like, "Yo, he's just that intense, that much of a competitor." Which, man, player to player, I don't have an issue with. Honestly, it's just not everybody is cool with that type of intensity, that type of person being around that all the time. Like it wears on some people. I ain't tripping on it though. Shoot, man, Debo was my not locker mate, but Debo was my roommate and Peace with my coach. Both of them dudes in Texas Tech, man. So it's like some people you cool with that, other people you not. I like it, man. I'm more comfortable with the turn up. With the all right, y'all great. Cool. We know what y'all now.
I guess we can't be surprised though. Things go down the tubes with them too.
The same way when they bring up GP and they're like, "Oh, the scout said this, the report said," and you're like, "Everybody said that? You sure everybody said that?" You'd be like, "Yeah, you know they said." You're like, but was it this many people? I guess it was that many people. We added all up. It don't seem that bad when it's just one report every couple of weeks. But when you put them all in order, you're like, "All right, sure." So with Luther, I just feel like I needed to say that on the front end. Otherwise, I feel like I'm not doing my part. Yeah,
it's fair.
Yeah, because I did see some stuff like, oof, I like it, but oof.
All right, then.
Well, shout out to them.
What else we got?
All right, think we had one super that just came in. And then we got to have a discussion on if we got the time because it's 4:15. But I'm going to put that all on you. So, yeah.
Tyree says, LOL, I'm saying the Baylor kid is where we should go. He's 6'4", 204, elite route running, great speed, and big catch radius.
I'm going to have to check out the Baylor kid. I haven't checked him out yet. Shoot, I've been looking at the Texas kid, Matthew Golden. That's what I've seen a little bit of. So,
Yeah, I don't know much about him.
Nah. All right. Well, shoot, man. Got time.
Yeah.
Got time. All right, let's do it then, baby. Let's do it. All right. Let's see if I actually still remember how to do this, too, because we ain't done this in a minute. All right. But we all about to open up them here phone lines. And shout out to the young pitcher of Russ Wilson, man. Shout out to Dog, boy, you over here playing. Boy, you playing games in the background. I like how you doing it, man. All right. I'm going to try to do this right, hopefully. The digits to dial are 412-346-6955. Once again, 412-346-6955. Let me turn that thing on. And hopefully I got this right, Deke. But we need to know, man, who do y'all want at QB? What are you doing in 2025 at quarterback? Who? How? What? Give me the details, baby. Once again, 412-346-6955. Hello. Who we on the hotline with, baby? Talk to me.
What up? It's Barilla.
What up, Barilla? How are you doing, Barilla?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
Let's.
Like in the new studio.
Hey, man. Appreciate it. You know, we try to do a little something on occasion over here. You know what I'm saying? But talk to me, Barilla, because you one of the OGs, man. What you doing at QB in 2025, man?
I'm going Fields.
Oh, okay. Give me the deets.
I didn't really want to move off of him either. But,
okay.
You know, I'm not highly compensated like that.
Hey, Coach T said, man, I get paid really well for that type of stuff right there, them type of decisions, man.
You know, I think it looked better than it was.
Yeah.
Because, you know, he came in and had, the 4 games. But who we played? We played the Jets, the Giants, and the worst.
You're talking about
defense
Russ
in the
initially
Bengals.
coming in.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, you know, I don't see no reason Fields couldn't have came and balled out in those games and got a little more under himself, you know.
I like that. I like that.
But I personally think, you know, like the big knock on him was the turnovers. He had, 1 interception?
Mm-hmm.
He, you know, I know he left a little bit to be desired with the throwing touchdowns, but you got to admit, when we're in the red zone and he was in there versus Russ, you know, the defense was spread out. It gave us a lot more versatility in the play calling.
No, facts. And like you said, he definitely cut down on the turnovers. That was I think me and you, Deke, we both had that as like our hesitancy surrounding him coming from Chicago. So
well, not only that, just winning football too. Like the turnovers part of it, but then like he stepped up in the fourth quarters in all these games. Like he gave us the game-winning drive against the Cowboys. 4 minutes left. Defense, just do your job. Don't give up a touchdown. They couldn't do that. And then the Colts game brought us all the way back. I think it was 3 touchdowns in 3 series. Got it to 1 score. And then we had a chance, final drive. Now, Frazier had that fluky snap that kind of killed the the last drive there killed any momentum. But I thought he played good in crunch time too. Closed out the Chargers game in the fourth quarter.
I think Fields and Frazier got to take some time this offseason and get that snap down.
That was their little Achilles heel, man. Won a game
crazy.
every time. You're like, what is going on? What's the disconnect here, man? Because both of you got at the time, both of them dudes were playing well too. But it would just be like
there's always one snap
one random snap, yeah. All right, okay. Well, Barilla 92, man, as always, we appreciate you. What you getting into this weekend, though, man?
It's my godfather's birthday, so we're going to go celebrate him this weekend.
Hey, salute to the godfather. Salute to the birthday as well, man. Shout out to you. Shout out to that, man. Let's get it. But, like I said, man, we definitely appreciate you for rocking out with us as always, baby, all right?
Let me just say this one last thing, though.
Oh, yeah, get it off.
Going to the draft, I don't think it's worth drafting a quarterback, especially, like, the ones that they're trying to say, like, it's a Fields type of quarterback. Like, why would
you don't
we
like
do
the
that when
Jalen
we got him here
Milrose? You don't like a Jalen Milrose?
I think if we didn't have Fields, I know he's a free agent, but we've had him in the building and we got a rapport with him. I think it would be worth taking a risk on him in that case. But if we could bring him back, why not use that pick to get some weapons and bring in some reinforcements and then see what we could do?
Yeah, I'm for it.
I don't hate it. Yeah, I definitely don't hate that. All right, then. I like it. Hey, Barilla, appreciate you as always, baby.
Appreciate you guys. Much love.
No doubt. Peace. Shout out. Barilla 92 getting the festivities started. Let me open this phone line back up. All right. Well, you already know the digits to dial. 412-346-6955. Once again, 412. Oh, hey now. Talk to me, baby. Talk to me. Who I'm on the hotline with?
Smart line call.
Oh, hello. Who I'm on the hotline with, baby?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? How y'all doing?
Hey, how are you doing, baby?
Hey, I'm good. It's good to be online
go.
with y'all. I missed y'all. This is going to be awesome.
Hey, man, you already know what it is, man. We missed you as well, too, baby. So talk to me, my 757 brethren. How are you, and what are you doing at QB for 2025, man?
Without no doubt at all, especially when it comes to how the defensive schemes come into play, I'm going for Russell Wilson.
Oh,
Because you've seen so many defenses throughout the years
bro.
that he's played. His experience is too strong, and I do not want to take that away. He's too much of an asset. And I believe if we get him, he could be used to sit there, do his job, at the same time work with a rookie quarterback we can get from the draft.
Woo, the voice of the people. I hear you talking the voice of the people. That's the Bro Berry. Deke, that's the Bro Berry. You know that's Bro Berry, man. You don't agree with his statement. You don't agree with his sentiment.
Nah.
Uh-oh. Make him defend it then, Deke. Make him defend his stance a little bit, Deke. Talk back to him, man.
It's a shame because me and Bro Barry were on the same page with the Kenny draft pick.
You
I was definitely expecting him to say
What'd you
Justin
say?
Fields. I thought we were on the same page with quarterback.
He said because y'all were locked in with Kenny. Y'all saw eye to eye with that one.
Yeah, but what we both liked about Kenny is his versatility mentally. He wasn't the type of guy that would sit there and just play just to run. He actually used his brain to try to dissect defenses up.
Yeah.
You look what he did to Baltimore. Kenny whooped their tail every time he played him because he used his head.
Okay.
Russell was very similar to that. You got to have that mental. I want that guy that can dissect the defense, man. You can run all day, but when you get to the point where teams are starting to get desperate, especially in the playoffs, that running stuff ain't it. We don't see running quarterbacks winning Super Bowls. It's the ones with that brain that can dissect defense that win that stuff. And that's what Russell has right now, and he can help another guy become you can see he don't mind helping. I don't think Fields is going to be that guy that could be a veteran that's going to be teaching a rookie quarterback. And I don't see him dissecting defenses.
That's a real
assessment.
assessment. That's a real assessment.
But he throws. I notice when he does throw that ball, it's because he's trying to get he's getting somebody's open, right? Mm-hmm. When I see Russell Wilson throw that ball, he's manipulating that defense for that player to get open, even though that always don't work out.
Okay.
There's a difference, you know what I'm saying?
One throwing to the open guy, one is throwing a guy open. I see what you mean.
Yes, 100%, and that's what we want as a quarterback.
All right, man of the people. It's the cause. It's the cause.
Listen, you do got some
It's the calls, baby.
Running or mobile quarterbacks, though, making it very far in these playoffs here. Getting further than us.
Yeah, I would say running quarterbacks to get you through the season do very well, but when it comes to the playoffs and the Super Bowl, them guys
Jalen
are too
Hurts.
desperate. Nobody wants to go home.
Jalen Hurts,
They
though.
gonna say what? Jalen Hurts?
Yeah.
He got a brain, though. I mean, if you had a choice, if you're a rookie quarterback, who you want to learn under, Justin Fields or Hurts?
That's real.
Mentally.
Yeah, but we're talking about
You know
Fields
what?
just trying to take the job for himself. I don't care about him teaching the next guy.
He's been in the, I would say this, he's been in the league long enough to where we would have saw something by now.
I saw a little
seen
something in those
that
last
guy.
6 games, or those 6 games he played for us last year, though. I saw a little something.
And you're right. You're right. You saw a little something. We saw a guy who didn't play the whole gosh darn season, so he went up against, what Wilson's first game, was it against the Jets or something? I think it was the Jets.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't have an off season. He didn't have this and that. And even with all that, his experience was able to see himself through with the Steelers as a QB.
What happened down the stretch with him?
That says a lot. It even got you changing your mind because you talked good about him for a while too.
I know I was.
But
then I wasn't.
Towards the end, when that season started to get all compressed, we started 3 games in 11 days. Man, that really messed things up, especially when they were trying to do. Put it like this: we all want the Steelers to do well, no matter what quarterback we get. I am leaning towards Wilson. I like what he brings to the table. I just can't get away from that. I got to have that mind that defensive coordinators can deal with. I don't think they will have a problem dealing with Justin Fields and down the stretch. I think they can say, hey, if we can keep him from legs and make him think about throwing, we got him. I think Wilson offers something different, especially if he goes through the whole training camp like he's supposed to the first year. I think he's a different weapon. All right. I'm sorry, guys.
I like how you bring
Don't
it up.
apologize at all.
Heck yeah, man. You bringing up some stuff, man. Defend it. I like how you did that right there. I like that, bro, Barry, and you know that. What you getting into this weekend, man, before we get up out of here, baby?
Oh, I got a lot of stuff to do with church. I got a wife. I got to wash my wife's Tahoe down. It's been a while
it
since that's
is.
been
Got to clean the whip. You know that. I see
I
you.
got to take care of the lady.
I say, good husband work. Good husband work right there. I see you, baby. I see you. Let's get it.
Yeah,
hey,
we got a little chili cook-off at church, so that's going to be fun.
Hey, well, glory, and I hope that chili is fire. Yes. Right. But with that being the case, man, you stay safe out there. You know we appreciate the heck out of you, bro, Barry, baby. Holla at you, man.
All right. Deke and Moats, we love you guys, man. Thanks for what you guys do, man. You guys are awesome.
Hey, man, likewise, we appreciate you as well, baby.
Thanks, bro.
Shout out right there to the bro, Barry. Man, we ain't talked to him in a minute, man. All right.
That's a good call.
That what? A little contrast. All right, Deke. We're going to do one final one. Let this be the rubber match right here, all right? Because you got one Fields. Yeah. You got one Russ supporter so far, all right? If y'all liking how we doing it,
what the Steelers actually do.
This will be the rubber right here, all right? If y'all liking it, hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. But here we go. The digits to dial are 412-346-6955. All right, phone. Dang, they call right now. Boom. Talk to me, baby. Who I'm on the hotline with?
Hello?
Yeah. Hello. Who I'm on the hotline with, baby? Talk to me.
This is David Decker.
What? Come on, David Decker. How the heck are you, man?
I'm good, Moats. How are you?
Man, I am great. First off, we appreciate you, man. You one of the OGs, man. You rock with the show heavy, man. We appreciate you from the bottom of our hearts, man. Yeah.
Thank you.
Heck yeah, man. Shoot. So talk to me then, David. Yeah, we ain't had you on the this is all right. This dope now. What you doing at QB 2025? How we feeling?
My options are bring back Justin Fields and try to work around with that.
Okay.
Or draft someone like Kyle McCord or Will Howard.
Ooh, okay. He wants McCord or Will Howard.
Okay. Who do you prefer between those two?
Yeah, I was about to say, because they're a little,
I don't even see McCord being in the same conversation.
Yeah, I was like, how we get to that one?
McCord sucks. Sorry.
I've watched McCord the whole year, and tell me, he plays great. And the same with Will Howard. I know what people were saying in the chat today about him, but I watched him the whole year. I think McCord or Howard would be two great options to put behind Justin Fields. And if it doesn't work out with Fields, we can go with that direction of Will Howard and see how that works.
Hey, so talk to me real quick. Talk to me, David. Sell me on McCourt a little bit, man, because I haven't watched a lot of him just yet. What are some of the things that kind of jump off or that you would say, man, this is what he does really well?
He's a great passer. He's accurate. I know what happened with the Pittsburgh game, but he rebounded like that the next game.
Not one.
What
not
happened?
two,
I watched him.
Not three.
What happened to the Pittsburgh
Not four.
game? Stop playing.
Interception.
Where he threw the interception.
I know, not four. Not four.
You said not 4.
Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4.
Are you about to say 5?
I know.
But 5 interceptions.
God.
Hey, you got to start somewhere.
Jeez.
That's what I say. But then he rebounded the next game.
Oh, okay. All right. Ooh, that's a lot. 5. Yeah. All right. I see why Deke said what he said.
And our Pitt defense wasn't that good.
Man, all right.
I saw what happened
It's all good.
week.
It's all good.
Hey, but he bounced back though. But he handled the adversity of the 5 picks. I know it was a Peterman. I've seen Peterman throw 5 picks in the game, and he's bounced back.
I don't think he ever has.
I don't either.
Yeah.
But
That wasn't at Pitt. That was in the pros. He's never
Yeah.
bounced back in the pros.
This is true. I was trying to go with something that 5 pick positive. I like it though. I like it. All right, so let's get back to Fields then. All right, you said you like Justin Fields. You said that would be the guy you would go with if you were sticking with one of the in-house options. Why Fields?
Yeah. With the way he played the first few games in the year, and when we saw with Russ down the stretch and stuff like that, I get what Deke said a few days ago. It's see what you got in Fields, but I don't see a future with Russ on this team.
Okay. I could dig that.
So it looks like we're rolling with Fields then.
Either
2-1.
Fields or McCourt.
No, not McCourt.
You said McCourt, man.
No, he said that's like option B.
But he is.
When are you drafting these guys? Because I don't want to
Yeah.
draft either of these guys in the first 2 rounds. Maybe Howard, but I mean, the third round would even be better.
I could see. Howard, I could
Howard
see.
second. Yeah.
I could see Howard.
In the second.
Yeah.
What
In
about
the
McCord?
second. McCord, maybe the second. It all depends on how he does this weekend at the Senior Bowl. Because with McCord, it kind of reminds me of a Seattle Russell Wilson situation back in 2012.
Okay. We saw how that turned out for them dudes out there.
If we're rolling with Fields, I don't really want to draft a quarterback in the first 2 rounds.
Okay.
I'm with Deke on that. I think the first 2 rounds.
Get the receiver,
Should
get
be,
the D tackle.
Yeah. I know my dad told me yesterday there's the name that they're throwing out is the Texas Tech running back.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe get the running back in the 3rd round too. Because Fields is he's I would just view him as the draft pick. I would view him as the upside guy, the guy that you're giving a chance for the future.
Yeah.
The beauty in it though is you're not investing that heavily in it. You don't have to spend the 1st round pick, even though Fields was a former, top 11 pick back. And he has all the talent. He's more talented than all these guys coming out of the draft, easily. And he's proved he could play in the pros. To what degree that's what we could argue about. But he showed me he's taking a step in the right direction with what he did last season.
But I like the Texas Tech running back though. He pretty nice. I ain't gonna lie about it. He pretty nice. I ain't tripping on that.
And it's like Deke said, it's in see what you got in Fields. If it goes well, you got your future. And if it doesn't, you draft next year and maybe try to get an Arch Manning.
So it sounds like for both of you guys though, no hedge in the bet. It's just Fields or bust. Whereas I think the approach of Fields with the draft pick is hedging my bet of if Fields doesn't work, I can go to a McCord, I can go to a Will Howard, I can go to a Milroe. And that's the whole convo about does Russ,
Depends.
if he was the mentor, what does that look like? And all those convos, what would that shift to with Fields?
Depends. I'm open to it because we know the quarterback is the most important position. So throwing an extra resource or asset into it, I'm not necessarily opposed. But let's see what happens in free agency, because if we're sitting like we are right now, we need to address a lot of other positions.
No, respect on that.
For this
I
team
will go
point-blank
big on
period.
free agency.
If we get a
I will
T.
go
Higgins, then you
big
don't have
and
to
try
worry
to
about
pick up
receiver.
someone.
Yeah.
Maybe you get that D tackle in the 1st round, and your options are more open in the 2nd. And if Will Howard or Jalen Moe, one of these guys are there in the 2nd, I could understand it more, especially if you didn't sign anyone in free agency at quarterback to be the backup.
Yeah, because you would still got to fill that room out.
I think that's going to dictate a lot. But as we sit here right now, I would just rather build around Fields, give him the best opportunity possible.
Yeah. I would go with T. Higgins, like you said today. Go with T. Higgins and stuff like that.
Yeah, T nice, man. And that's proven production. And it weakens a division opponent on top of that as well, man. So definitely like that. Shoot, well, shout out to you, David Decker, man. So what you getting into this weekend, man? What's the plans, man? What you got?
My plan is to watch the Senior Bowl and then watch the WWE Royal Rumble.
Oh, Royal Rumble going down. Who you got winning it, by the way?
Who I got winning the Rumble on the men's side? We the way we do is like we have 2 pick on the men's side. I got John Cena and Seth Rollins.
Okay.
And on the
Seth
women's side, I got
Rollins,
Charlotte Flair and Bianca.
Oh.
And then coming up in the coming weeks.
Okay, talk to me.
And then the coming weeks is me and my team. It's our state floorball tournament.
Let's go. So you finna
We got a couple weeks.
Hey, so I know y'all gonna kill that. I know you're going to enjoy the Royal Rumble this weekend, and you know we're going to keep providing content,
they're gonna
man.
love it.
Let's go.
Yep.
Let's go, man.
But the states are this year in Rochester, so we don't have to go out this year to where we went last year, which was Syracuse.
Hey, even better. Better.
My friends are going to enjoy this.
Let's go. Let's go.
I'll tell them you're all wishing them good luck. Our team is like all four. A lot of us are fans of all the AFC North teams.
See, that's right.
And Buffalo.
Okay. I'm about to say, don't forget that team in there. You heard that team right there,
Nope.
Deke. You heard that one right there.
Let's go Buffalo.
You heard what he said, Deke. I didn't make this up, man. That's what he said.
Who is this?
Don't you go like that, man. This is hey, man. Day
Let's
one, man.
Let's go Steelers too.
There it is.
Let's
boom,
go Steelers.
Boom. I see. You see the energy right there. I like it. I like how you doing it right there, David. I like how you doing it, baby. We appreciate the heck out you as always, though, baby. All right.
I will tell my mom you said hi, Moats.
Hey, we'll do it. Appreciate you on that too, man. All right.
Yep.
All right. Peace. Shout out right there, man. I like, man, it's a good dude right there, man. Dick, don't be looking at him like that, man. Dick say, yo, hey, man. What we doing here, man?
Where the hell did that come from?
Don't do it. Where it come from? It came from a place of love. That's what it sounds like. Shout out David Decker. Shout out those moms too, man. Yeah. I like it. Bust down. No, you're not with Deke. You talking about with Deke. No, y'all not. Stop it. I like it. Shout out. All righty there. So yeah, that will conclude the phone calls, man. Hopefully y'all enjoyed it. And if you did, hit the like button and, subscribe if you're new to the channel, man. Like I said, it's all season time, man. On occasion, man, we do like to open up the phone lines and just hear from the people. So yeah, it looks like Justin Fields won today.
2-1.
2-1. Shout out to the Barbarian though.
Big dub.
I didn't think we were going to get any rest. So I am surprised that Barbarian gave us a rest. I didn't think we were going to get a McCord. So shout out to that as well. I like it.
He might be a Syracuse. I think he's a Syracuse fan.
Guy, yeah.
I think that's what it is. Obviously,
from
he
Rochester.
Watched him all season.
Yeah. Or not from Rochester, but at least that's where he currently stays at, in Rochester. So yeah.
No McCord. No.
Yeah, he had 5 picks for sure.
Yeah.
Were they bad? Like, what was it? It was like a drop, a tip. Like, it was 5 picks. It's 5. That just sound rough. It's a lot of interceptions, man.
Like I said, our defense wasn't that good.
Yeah.
I thought it was after that game. I had some high hopes.
I can see that.
But then we saw what happened the next week against SMU.
That was that time.
And what happened the rest of the season.
Yeah. The SMU one, it was all like,
we really only had like 2 good defensive games because the first like 5 or 6 defense was trash, but Holstein was carrying.
Yeah.
And then Holstein started struggling, and then we had a good like close like under 20s win against Cal. It was like 16-9 or something. It was something like that. 16-12. We won. Defense played good there, and then it was the Syracuse game, the 5 picks. So I was like, all right, this is actually good. Holstein struggling, but the defense is picking up. This is like complimentary football. I think we might actually have a team here.
I'm with you. Yeah.
Just finding ways to win. And then SMU happened. Both Holstein and the defense were garbage there. And then Holstein kept getting hurt, and
rest is history, man.
Lose 6 games.
But you live.
Bowl game was good though. Bowl game was exciting. What was it? 8 overtimes.
Yeah.
Duggar, I'm telling you, man.
You said that's the guy, man. Penn Hills. That's
if
dude.
Holstein ever decides to leave,
But you said Holstein is coming back for at least this
He's
year.
coming back.
But he has,
He's locked
3
in.
more years?
He's got a lot. Yeah, I think he's a sophomore next year.
Mm-hmm. And then obviously with the Penn Hills kid, that's freshman or a true freshman?
I don't know what the deal is with him because he was a freshman last year, but we played him in the bowl game. I don't think that kills your redshirt status.
Now you can, I think, play him in 3. It's like 3
Okay,
games
then
total. Or
he's
you can play
fine.
him in 4 games.
So
yeah,
he's still got 4 years ahead of him.
Yeah, because that's what they were saying with some of the NIL kids are doing. In terms of how the transfer thing is, they will initially play those first couple of games, and if they're not getting the playing time that they want or it's not going the way they want, they'll be like, yo, go ahead and redshirt me, essentially. And that's like their version of I'm about to hit it and just transfer out of there. But it's like, I think 3 games you get to make that decision.
Okay.
Yeah. Which is cool. I mean, it's different from
Either way,
like
he's in a
yeah.
tough spot with Holstein being here. If Holstein wants to stay for the next 3, he's only going to have 1 year.
Yeah. I like it, man.
That's that kind of sucks, but he's a good insurance policy in case Holstein leaves.
Yeah. Do you think he would leave?
He's got to play good. It'd be a good problem to have.
Okay.
He's got to ball out.
Respect.
Because if not, I'm sure he's just going to keep milking these NIL checks here. Maybe we can move off. Can we send him to the transfer portal? Can we trade him?
Not after I think the NIL is guaranteed, though, ain't it? Actually, no. It's not guaranteed. That's the janky part about
It's
it.
only for 1 year.
Sometimes you ain't even getting that. Sometimes they just hit it like, hey, bro, I
Yeah,
ain't paying
we're
you.
going to start
Now
seeing
what?
some trades.
Yeah. Because it's not like you're not suing the school. You got to go to like those like boosters or the different collectives that people like start for the NIL money. That's like a different, yeah.
Well, let's just hope he picks up kind of where he left off last year, at least the good parts. Not the bad couple games at the end and him getting hurt. Get back to that Heisman form. 7-0.
There it is. All right. Well, shout out, man. I think we had one super that just came in.
Yeah, Benny Guavo says,
Man,
did he
shout out
just
to
say
Benny.
go Buffalo on a Steelers podcast?
Hey, yo, y'all stalled David out, man. Stalled the homie David out, man.
That wouldn't be the first time someone said that.
This is also true. This is very true. On the call too. See, I'll be innocent, D. You be thinking it's me. I ain't call ahead to say, hey, yo, David, man, drop that. I'm innocent, man. But he
Yeah, but you were the one that said it before him. I think that's the only other times
What?
we've
I thought it was a safe space.
heard those 2 words together on the show.
But it was just like where go and then say Buffalo. It's like just 2 words. You know what I mean?
That dude Jeremiah may have said it
He definitely said it.
way back in the day.
You were not a fan when he said it. Yeah. I think we just got off on the wrong foot with Jeremiah. If it wasn't for
He
that,
was disrespecting
we
Duck
never
Hodges.
get to this history of like venom that you have towards the Bills.
No,
like,
it would
you would
just
see
naturally
them
happen.
very differently. They would be like your neighbor versus like your opposition.
No.
You'd be like, hey neighbor, you want some corn?
It was always
I
happening.
got the meatloaf. You know what I mean?
He just expedited the
Yeah.
process. That was always happening.
Hey man, I didn't think it was gonna come to that, man. We've been coexisting for a while now. Just right there, just there and there. Just boop.
No. I operate. It's one team only.
Hey, what David Decker said. He said, all right, go Steelers, go Bills. That's what he said. All right, that's what he said. I ain't say it. That's what he said.
It doesn't work that way.
I just support all the callers. All right, the Barilla 92s, the Broberians of the world, and definitely the David Deckers of the world. You know what I'm saying? I just felt right. Alrighty, man. But do we got anything left, man, before we get up out of here today, bro?
No.
Anything on your end? You already told him. Tell him again where you at tonight, man. What
6
time?
p.m. over on the Bleacher Report.
Y'all heard what the man said.
I'm sure, if you're following me over there, you've seen me post the links on Instagram and Twitter. Like, you know how to get there.
There it is, man. Shoot. Oh, yeah, I'm busy this weekend. Deke, we got hoops this weekend, baby. We got hoops. It's basketball season. I'll be in there watching these 6th grade girls basketball all weekend. So shout out to that. All right. But other than that, man, y'all stay safe out there. Don't forget to hit that like button one final time. And don't forget to subscribe either if you are new to the channel. But either way, we appreciate you for tuning in. And until next time, baby.
Peace.